Hello, mate. How are you? Yeah, not too bad. It's been a good day today. Keen to sit down for some racing now. So let's see how we go. Absolutely hate it. It's it's a track that I've never had much luck at. I've never been sector two. I'm terrible through sector two. It's just never been a track I can get right. I'm much better at this track in ACC. I don't know if it's just I play a lot more of that game, so I think I'm more comfortable in those cars. And I do think this track's pretty hard on your battery as well. So, I mean, we'll find out during the race. But from what I remember of this track, it's not fantastic for ERS recovery. Yes, we've got Bender back in the action tonight. That's a hell of a lap. I have no idea what times we're looking at around here, as I haven't watched or really spoken to anyone in regards to practice this week. So we'll just have to see what these guys are capable of. But a 15.8 seems like a pretty good banker time. I do believe it's a 50% race. From what we spoke about last week, I think it's 50% tonight, and then I think it's 225s at Suzuka next week, if I'm correct. As Malone in chat says, 14s and 15s is what we're looking for, but Impulse will do a 13. All right, so JC's got his new microphone, so maybe he's just got some settings muddled up there.
All right, so my microphone should be on now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Now, if you've got no game sound, that is also an issue. Let's see if we can go to that one. Apologies, bugs. I'm still getting used to it. It does say speakers. Oh, I know why you don't have game sound, because I'm a friggin' retard. That's why. All right, I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to go back over here into here. Let's try that again. You should have game sound now. You should have game sound. You should be able to hear me carrying on like a pork chop. You didn't hear a word I said in the first 20 minutes, but goodness me, I'm here now. Let's go. Hello, chat. My apologies for fixed. Hello, Thomas Malone. I went off my tit saying hello to you, Thomas Malone. You didn't hear me in the first place, but it's good to see you, my friend. Everyone's in the bloody pits. Let's go and find someone who's not in the pits. Keelan's out there.
We've got Malik on pole at the moment with a 15.6 for his first run, so that seems like a beauty of a time. There's a few guys in the 15s.
Yeah, nice. The Alfa Romeo boys both up there in the top three, 15.6 and 15.8 respectively from Neil and the Borgmeister. So Andre McLeod got his work cut out tonight. Tell you what, Ben Curtis after pole last week, doing very nicely up there in P4. He'll be pretty pleased with that. Franco and Joe Williams also inside the top 6 and on their outlaps now, looking to improve. Looking forward to... Whoa, that car's facing backwards. It's all right, was well off the line. So Keelan managing to finish his lap here. Let's see if it's an improvement. It is. P8.
Unfortunately, Bender is out of quali.
That's hardly surprising.
Whether he is... I didn't even see him out on an outlap. So whether he's retired due to not having done any practice, I don't know. But I don't even remember seeing his car out on track.
Yeah, he hasn't set a lap, has he? So, yeah, I don't know whether he's spun it because he's got no practice. He's probably the Mercedes that was facing backwards there at the last corner that we just went past, I reckon.
Yes, that probably is correct.
So I don't know whether he hit the wall there or whether he just... I don't think he gave up. So maybe he hit the wall there to his DNF. Anyway, he'll start from the back and he'll do a last to first challenge. Not the first time, but David starting from the last. What are you thinking for Baku tonight? Well done, Baku. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, quality didn't go too good for the McLaren pair, unfortunately. Ricciardo's struggling a bit this year in that car.
Yeah.
But Leclerc on pole again, that seems to be the way all the races are going this year. I think there's only been 2 races so far that he hasn't started from P1.
My money for race pace, I reckon the Red Bulls are going to be a little stronger than Ferrari. So my money's on Checo. He's very unlucky he didn't have a tow last night, because if he had a tow, he was only 2 tenths behind Leclerc. Without a tow. See, if he had a tow, he'd probably on pole. So my money's on Checo tonight. Let's go, Checo. Get behind him. He's going to get the win, I reckon.
I'm a massive Checo fan. Unfortunately, with the way Red Bull are, I think there's going to be more than one time he's going to get done over to let Verstappen through, which is unfortunate because he's got some beautiful race pace this year in that Red Bull.
Jacob Sevilla diving off the track there to get out the way. Andre McLeod. Nice work. Yeah, I was surprised that the team orders have come out already this season, considering how close he is still in that championship battle. So, yeah, and especially because
unfortunately he knows when he signed for Red Bull he's going to be a number 2, regardless of how fast he is. I think all their chips will go into Verstappen's car, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably fair enough too, because Sainz is not really on the pace of Leclerc, so Leclerc's going to dominate that side of proceedings. So yeah, they probably do need to donate a few to Max to make that championship battle. Let's see if Andre McLeod can get onto pole. He can. We're way down into the 15s now with a 15.3 from Torterra. So Tom saying in chat, 14s and 15s are the likely case, and maybe even a 13 for Impulse. Goodness gracious, that seems very outlandish, but now I'm starting to think you might be on the ball there. We're down into the low 15s.
Yeah, will we see a 14 here in Tier 2? A few guys on their outlaps now. Once these big boys get back out there, we might be able to drag it down close to a very low 15.
Decker's doing very nicely up here in P3. I tell you what, he's gotten quicker as the season has gone on, has Decker's. Sort of just hanging around the midfield at the start of the season, but he has been up in the top 6 or 7 a couple of times now, both in quali and in race. So Decker's really coming into his own with just a couple of rounds to go.
We need the bloody most improved award at the end of the season, I reckon, because Decker's would be close to getting my vote for Tier 2 here.
Speaking of the great man, hello, Impulse. Peter Thomas is in chat. What are you doing? Are you doing 13s tonight, mate? What's going on? If you pull out a 13, is that going to be a great lap that you never saw coming, or is that something that you're expecting? And are you going to have a crack at the mediums tonight, or are you going to just bite the bullet and go with the softs? What is the go for Tier 1? I'll tell you what is the go for Tier 1 is rain. I haven't had rain for a while. Tier 2's had to deal with all the rain, so I reckon Tier 1 can get a little moist tonight.
That would really spice things up. So I do not like this track in the dry, let alone driving it in the wet. Impulse said softs are not the strat. I do believe they go off very, very quick around here. I think you'll find most guys will probably try to start on the mediums if they can. I could be wrong, but I think softs only last 5 or so laps around this track.
Yeah, our man Diabols gave me a little bit of info on that before, so you're spot on. They don't last very well. The medium tyre is prone to life wear as well, so if they get off the softs too early, the mediums are a very long stretch to the end of the race for that soft medium strat if that's what they want to do. The front left apparently gets close to puncturing.
Impulse says 2 to 3 laps on the softs and they're done.
2 to 3 laps? Wow.
From memory, from racing on this track before in F1, I do believe this is the one track you will see everyone jump onto hards after their pit stop. I think that's probably going to be the strat because they're going to go a hell of a lot longer.
Is the hard tyre any good? Nathan, Thomas, Peter? I reckon the hard tyre seems like it might be the way to go. If the mediums aren't stretching that long, the softs don't last very long, then if you want to do a one-stop, surely you're getting on the hards. So Jesse, hard tyre McLean, I tell you what, maybe he's on for a good result tonight. He's been practicing on that hard tyre all season long.
Where is he? Some competition on that hard tyre tonight.
Where is he?
Down there in P13 at the moment.
Yeah, he's got some work to do from down there.
I saw he was 10th. He jumps up nearly into the top 10, so he's not too far off the pace.
He was playing PGA Tour up until 10 minutes ago, so he hasn't done a lot of practice here in F1. PGA Tour is a quality game, though. Loved himself a bit of golf.
Dylan Dryberg's jumped himself up into P3 with a 15.8. We'll see what he can do on this lap.
I don't know if he's on a lap here. I think he's coming in.
Oh, no, he's coming in.
Struggling to find someone on a lap. Neil might be on a burner here. Currently up there in P2 is Neil Alexander, if you don't mind. Looking very nice. Looking to challenge Andre. Let's see how he goes as he crosses the sector line through this corner. Is he up? He is indeed 2/10 up. Nearly 3/10, which would be bloody close to pole. Can he improve in this last sector? That'll be the question. Has looked pretty tidy. Don't touch that inside curb too much. Gets out wide. Nice little run. Looked good. Chucked it into the right-hander. Held. Oh, no! Too much of the inside curb. That's going to hurt the time. So he does actually manage to improve, but yeah, lost all of the time he had. He'll be disappointed with that. He knew he was on for pole there, although obviously Andre's still got 4 minutes to improve. That would have put him provisionally P1, I reckon, that lap until the very last corner. Brought him unstuck.
That's unfortunate. It's going to be tight for him to get around, get into pits, get another set of tyres on. He should get out for one more run.
Where are the bots? I can't see any bots in chat.
I haven't popped up yet. Give them time. Give them time.
On? I need some bot interaction. I love naked ladies and triple X rated 18 plus shenanigans. Where are the bots at tonight? What's going on?
See if Deckers can improve here. He doesn't have to improve less than a 10th. We'll jump him a position. He does improves up into the P4 there.
Nice one, Deckers.
Suma's jumped up into P3.
Suma!
15th. The big boys are coming out to play now.
Suma's done his lap. Deckers just finished his lap. Jesse McLean, we were talking about it before. Looks like he's on a fly here. DRS wide open. We'll stay on board with him. I'll jump on board. Hang on, I'll jump off board just for a second so I don't curse him. How about that? I'll go over here and I'll do this while I'm waiting, and then I'll go in here. And sorry, just 1 second. I know that this is annoying. I'm just going to do this, and then I'll go back in here. Right. Come on, Jesse McLean. He's up a 10th in the first sector. Oh, that's invalid.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Bang! Instant curse. Gone. 2.5 minutes. He'll have to really try and conserve battery here if he wants to get another lap on these tyres, because I don't think he's got enough time to get into the pits. And
No, he's going to have to do another lap on these ones. Doesn't really have anyone behind him too much, so he's all right. We know Andre's on a lap here.
track map saying that he's purple in the first sector. Well, he's not purple now. That is not the line.
We are cursing everyone at the moment.
He does very well to get off track there too with the Red Bull on its way through. I think that may have been Keelan Dryberg. No, it was Joe Williams who was right behind him. So, oh, Momo!
Jumps to the top. 0.04.
That's going to hurt Andre too. He was just on his final lap and has bended in the first sector. So Andre with no chance to reply to that. Momo currently provisionally on pole.
Andre will get round. Whether those soft tyres are now overheating and absolute trash, I don't know whether he will attempt one more lap on them or not. Being there in P2, I'd probably just box it and put it in the garage.
Oh, that's a cracking lap from Joe Williams with nearly
P4.
Nearly 4/10 of improvement on his best. Goes up to P4. Yes, sir. Nice one. So Momo's done. Andre's done. Joe's done. Neil's on his out lap. He's going to have another crack. Keelan Dryberg, I believe, is on a lap. The Red Bull teammate of Joe Williams invalidates that one, so he's not going to improve.
Tell you what, all the way down to, 17th, only 1.3 seconds difference between pole and 17th, so Tier 2 really putting it on again.
We say it every week, don't we?
It's 40 seconds to go, so all of these guys coming through the third sector are going to get one more shot. Be interesting to see if anyone can beat a 15.3. Momo's in the pits. Andre has continued on for another lap. We're on board with Gerald Chu here. He's up a 10th in the first sector.
There's a yellow flag around the corner here, though. That's Ben Curtis just spectating from the side of the road. It's okay. He's well off the road. He's done nicely there, dial balls to get out of the way. Oh, that's a whole lot of curb there from Gerald Chu. I don't know if that's the quickest line through there, but I literally don't know. It may be.
We're going to find out when he hits the second split line here. 15.2 from Andre. What a lap.
On his cooked tyres that he did a spin on, by the way. I thought he was... So he's saved his battery. He's had another crack. Dale Beveridge also goes quicker with a 15.2.
Wow.
We're on board with Gerald Chu here, but we've missed a couple of... I didn't think Andre was going to do another one, so my apologies we weren't on board with him. Gerald Chu doesn't improve. Neil coming around to finish off a lap here. He had time in the bank. Also doesn't improve. Diabol's we saw on the side of the road, so I don't expect him to improve. He's only 42 seconds off his best. Joe Williams is bang on his personal best at the moment, and he only needs to find a very small amount to pitch P6 from Neil Alexander. We'll see how he finishes this one off. He is the last man on track on a valid lap. And he comes. Doesn't improve. So Neil holds on to P6. It is Andre McLeod, who I cannot believe did another lap on those tyres we watched him spin on. They must have been flat spotted and all sorts of garbage, but he managed to do it. And he puts himself on pole.
Dale Beveridge in the Haas, though, up there in P2. That's a hell of a lap from him.
That's cracking pace from Dale. Absolutely. Less than a 10th away from Andre McLeod, too. That is as close as it gets. But Andre, again, showing he is the man here in T2 with a 1:15.212. Dale Beveridge, as we said, in P2. Momo in P3. Aaron Heather, tell you what, having just come back into the fold after probably very little practice up there at P4, also doing very nicely. I'm going to scroll over here for my man Deckers, because he loves it when I do this. It is less than a second all the way down to P15. We love you, Tier 2. David McNulty not posting a time. We'll do the last to first challenge.
2 Williams cars down there, though. P16, P17.
Oh,
It'll be
boy.
interesting to see what tyres these guys from outside the 10 go. I'm assuming they'll all start on the medium if the softs were as trash as Impulse said they were.
Yeah, medium. Yeah, but then what? Go on softs for the end of the race.
Maybe a medium to hard. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't. Well, you won't do a one. Depends if you're going to do a one stop or a two stop. This track is usually a two stop, I think, if you're looking to run the mediums and the softs. But if you can hang on to those hards, you might be able to get a one stop done.
Yeah, you bank on a safety car maybe. Maybe go like a soft, medium, soft, or a medium, soft, soft, or something like that. Are the softs crap only because they don't last very long, or are they actually crap because they're not very fast? Are we trying? What's the?
They're a fast tyre. They just don't last long around here.
Right.
Very, very hard on tyre wear around Hungary.
Right. Right. Early pits to hard. If you're good at managing temp, you can get 8 laps and go mediums. If you're not an ABS abuser, that's how I read that. ABS user is what Big Impulse said, but it's ABS abuser. Who uses cheats? What are they? No, they're not cheats. They don't call them cheats. Assists. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
So I think we're probably going to see a lot of mixed strats here in Tier 2. I think the guys on the softs, obviously, you're just going to run those softs and mediums. You want to pull a bit of a gap away from the guys that'll probably be on the hards.
We can't honestly live up to the excitement of last week, can we? Did you watch last week's stream back? So. With Bert Mylander bloody murdering everyone.
Yes, I did.
We had the rain and... honestly,
we had a few new Codemasters things last week, so I mean, what can it possibly throw at us this week? I think we've seen it all.
I say it every week. We can't top last week. And every bloody week we do. So let's see what Hungary can throw up. Round 7 of 9. Off to Suzuka next week. Where's the last track? Where are we going for round 9?
I have no idea. Someone in chat will know. Where is the last round at?
Monaco again. Let's do it. I'm keen.
Maybe Silverstone? Have we been at Silverstone yet this series?
I like Silverstone in this game too. I love Maggots and Beckett's in this game. God, you just go through this.
It's so much fun.
Oh.
Front left goes above 105 after 2 laps. Well, then those tyres definitely are trash around here. Because if your front left is getting up around 105, you're not going to have much luck.
Diebold was saying that. He was saying that if you start on the softs, that's all well and good. But if you get on the mediums too early and you're trying to do a one-stop, you are literally putting yourself in danger of a puncture at the front left. So, yeah, Nathan confirming that the front left gets put under a significant amount of pressure. So the tyre strats will play a big part. Hey, that's one thing we haven't seen this season is a tyre pop. So maybe that's what we're on for tonight. Maybe that's what we're going to get thrown up. It is Silverstone. Good call from you. Thank you, Tom Malone.
I thought it'll be a sprint. I'd love to see an endurance at Silverstone. I'd love to see a 100% race there.
I'm a sadist. I still want to see a 100% race at Monaco. People hate Monaco. Tom Malone's an avid Monaco hater. I love it. It's a race of attrition. It's a different kind of race. It's the only race where I'm sort of going to catch up to you fast boys because you all have the potential to bin it. And I'm just like slow and steady gentleman driver man.
Yeah, pace does not matter around Monaco. Just keep it off the walls and you'll usually do well. The countdown is on. We've got 25 seconds.
Only thing Monaco deserves is a nuke. Why is YouTube blocking that? That's not. Maybe because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna show. There you go. Oh, I had to get out of the game to do that. I've got to stop doing that. See, I can't moderate chat while I'm in here. Actually, hang on. What if I do it on my phone? Nah, it's too hard. Monaco's not. It's a different. Yeah, I guess you can't call it a race. That's fair. No, you can. No, get stuffed. I'm calling it a race. Monaco's a great race. Great track. They're all ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Times 2 is 10 red lights, and now they're all gone. Jump on board. On Driver Cloud, great start. Not a bad start from everyone back there. I would suggest there's a couple. Ben Curtis having a little look around the outside there, and he's going to have a position. Bang, up in a P4 he goes.
And they're in a T1.
Nice one. Looks like most people got... Oh, there is a tangle at the back.
So there's a Williams around there.
I don't know what's going on back there.
Oh,
Jacob Severe's already DNF'd, and we've already got a VSC.
And then the other McLaren's round at turn 2, but looks like he's still going.
So, yeah, I don't know. Jacob... I think Jacob may have turned up to an incident that had already occurred late, and maybe just didn't get on the brakes hard enough and DNF'd himself. So, that's not how you do it. Anyway, VSC.
Not the start he was looking for.
It is only a virtual safety car. So they're just going to trundle around here at low speed for a little while longer, and I'm sure it'll go green pretty shortly. Pretty shortly.
Surely it's not going to hold him too long.
Pretty
Thought it would have been green again by now.
Pretty shortly. All right, green flag. Here we
go. We're back.
I was worried it was going to bring out a full safety car there. No, all fine. Oh, poor old Bender's got 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. Well, how? There wasn't even any yellow flags. It was back at turn 1. What? It would have said speeding under VSC if that is indeed what he did. And that's so...
That's a weird one. And it would have given him a drive-through if he was speeding under VSC.
So there's a couple in the pits. So, yeah, that's what I reckon. Norfolk and Armand probably came together. I guess I'm just guessing here, but that was the turn 1 incident. And then Jacob Sevilla turns up late to that incident.
I think turn 1 was the Williams and Jacob Sevilla. I think Norfolk and Ahmed come together at turn 2. Because there was another McLaren round at turn 2 on lap 1 there. Those guys looks like they've probably just replaced their front wings.
So it is going to be the battle between Andre and Momo tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing this develop. They have been the quickest this season.
They've had some great battles so far. Tonight looks like it's going to be another one. Dale Beveridge is going to try and hang on to them there. You don't want to lose DRS around here. If you can keep DRS on the car in front, you'll stay within the race. Let's see what tyres everyone are on. I can see some guys on softs and mediums. I don't know if anyone started on the hards. Oh, there is our man Jesse McLean. Norfolk Hermer's got the hards on as well.
Norfolk's already pitted though, so he's gone straight onto those.
Yep.
He's going to try and go to the one stop.
So it'll be interesting to see here. Everyone's on different tyres.
Oh, what's happened to Borg? Not again, not already! Oh, mate, ever since I started casting F1, I have cursed this man every week. So I tried to avoid him tonight. I said, I'm not going to put you on cam. Oh, he was up there in P4.
Has not made a difference.
Qualified P4, got overtaken by Ben Curtis lap 1, was sitting nicely behind him, and then round he goes. I think it was the last corner, potentially. Come on, Bob! Anyway, plenty of time. Recovery drive.
35 laps. It's a long race. It's a long race around here. The top 3 have already jumped out to 1.5 seconds over the eyeballs in P4. But Dale's doing well to hang on to Torterra and Momo here. Bender's already made up 5 positions. He does have that 5-second penalty already.
Momo staying well within range of Torterra here. Has he got DRS this lap?
Yes, I believe so. Yep, DRS activated.
He has opened it up.
Definitely going to get him down into turn 1 here.
Yep, round he goes. And Neil closing up on the back of Ben Curtis too after posting a purple lap. So he's got the pace. He's coming.
Gerald Chew in the pits.
Hey, is there DRS down here?
Yes. Yep,
there
down
is.
into turn 2 you get DRS as well.
But what is the point of that?
I don't know. It doesn't do much.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
It allows you to consolidate your overtake if you get it done into T1. Grab that DRS, you pretty much will just pull away.
So a good start from Momo. He's gone up 2 spots and now leads the race and has looked like he's already pulled out a second gap from Andre McLeod. No one can stay with the Momo man. Dale Beveridge now lining up towards Terra. Ben Curtis is outside DRS range behind this lead pack. And he's got Neil Alexander sweating on him.
Pull back a bit of time this lap. I don't think he'll get the DRS though. Track cuts will be another big thing around here. How many track cut penalties are we going to see? Momo does the fastest lap with an 18.6.
Yeah, so gets in front of Andre.
Already busted out to over a second.
Instantly puts in a purple, stretches the gap, breaks DRS, yeah. So Momo looking really strong here early. Decker's down the inside, it looks like.
He's got that done. Keelan's going to try and hang on, but being on the medium tyre, Deckers is going to have the grip advantage.
That puts Keelan in the clutches of Mike Denoldi. Nice little move there from Deckers.
Well, Michael's having a look up the inside there. Has a bit of a moment as he gets on the throttle.
Bender continuing to make up positions. He's currently P12. He's got a fair way to go to catch up to Jesse McLean, who is trying to chase down the Frank of all Frankfords. Tell you what, speaking of Frank Frankfurt, that man is just as good at trivia as David McNulty.
Is he really?
Had a bit of a trivia night with him last night, and he was being accused of cheating. He was that good.
Oh, wow. I wish trivia was one of my things, but I'm absolutely terrible at it.
Well, Jesse McLean's got the trivia king, David McNulty, behind him, and he's trying to chase down trivia-esque man Frank Frankfurt. Neil's in the pits. He's gone early. And there he goes.
Be interesting to see what tyre he puts on. Is he going to go for a 2-stop or a 1-stop? I don't like banking on safety cars and, you know, going for a 2-stop strat, banking on a late safety car. I like to just run my own race, and he has put the hard tyre on, so he's expecting to try and go to the end from here. But Dale Beveridge is still hanging onto the back of Andre here. He hasn't let him get away. But Momo's nearly out to 2 seconds now over these guys. So he's really just blown away from them.
Jeremy's surprised by the hard tyre. I don't know if you've been practicing this week, mate, but the hard tyre is the way to go, according to the survey says, people. Apparently the softs don't last any more than 5 tyres before they fall right off a clip. And the mediums can't really do the required 30 laps if you want to do a soft start, so it's apparently a
Andre's in the pits.
Soft hard strat is the way to go. You see Andre's dived in already now too, yeah. They've not touched the hard tyre. Yeah, mate, get onto it. I reckon that's the way to go. Well, I don't reckon. I don't know. I'm just repeating what everyone else tells me. I don't do shit. Impulse is in here before.
I haven't driven this game since the end of the last series, so I got no idea.
Yeah, mate, we're just repeating what the fast boys tell us. They give us the good juicies.
I think you'll find Momo will probably pit this lap, though. You'd want to cover off that pit stop from Andre.
Yeah, well, if the soft tyres do fall off that window, you would assume that the undercut's pretty good, yeah?
Yes, you would assume so, yeah. And that's what I think most of them are doing, or trying to do, so Momo will want to cover that off. So I can't imagine he would go any longer than this lap on those softs.
It's kind of worked out for Neil, right? Because he's only 2 seconds behind Andre McLeod now on the same tyre.
Yeah,
having
so
pitted in a lap or so.
He's probably made up some time there.
Yeah.
Momo's DNF. Momo has had a moment. And
wow. What has happened there? Let's see if we can find him.
He's just off. He looks like he's had a disconnect.
Whoa! And Keelan's gone around as well. Sorry to put the camera on that man.
Momo was straight off in the fence, so it looks like he's had a disconnect, I'd say, because it'd be very odd for him to go straight ahead there.
Oh, that's not ideal.
I think that has brought out a full safety car. No.
So where's the yellow flag for Momo? Momo's dead somewhere. Apparently, we can't see his car. It's already disappeared. And because the marshals have cleaned up his car that quickly, they've said, all right, well, no safety car required. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, cursed. Tell me about it, mate. We've cursed a couple of people already tonight. Still very early, too. We've got plenty more curses left there. Oh, my judgment goes around. See you later. I've got the camera in all the right spots tonight. This is great. Ahmad.
Unfortunately, McLaren's had 2 spins so far in the first 7 laps.
Ahmad rejoins safely.
It's unfortunate for Momo. He's had a few wins in the last couple of races, and he's really been on the pace.
Hey, Deckers, do you want to curse? Those 7-lap-old softs, they must be feeling pretty slippery by now, yeah? Maybe about time that you come in. Actually, no, that's a reverse curse, isn't it? Now that I've said that, he's not going to crash. He'll be fine. So into the pits he will come whenever he feels like, because he's doing so very nicely.
He is driving very nicely on those softs.
So nicely. So nicely, in fact.
Suma's pitted and put a set of softs on.
Oh, he's expecting a safety car.
Seems like a very odd thing to do. Deckers does come in.
In comes Deckers. Mike started on medium, so he'll take the provisional lead of this one. And Jesse Hard Tyre McLean will be doing very nicely on his hard tyres. He'd be very happy up here in P2.
I'll tell you what, he's got a bit of space around him too, so he can just cruise at his own pace on these tyres and not wear him out too much. Run them as long as he possibly can. He'll be looking not to battle anyone too hard, I would imagine.
Bender's done the Jeremy Washington strat. It's come from the back of the field to be currently P3. Holding on to that 5-second penalty at the moment for disobeying non-existent yellow flags. I'm sure we'll be looking to have that one removed. Although he's got no points on the table this season. He's just filling in, so I don't even know if he'll care, to be honest. But it'll be. Well, I'll tell you what. If he gets the win, gets it taken off because of the pen, he'll be like, "Hang on."
if the pen cost him a podium, I'd be protesting.
He'd be protesting it then for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys up the front now on these mediums and hards will be looking just to do their own thing. Dale's whacked the hards on 2s, come back out in P4. He's got a good gap over Andre.
Aaron Heather, Borg's DNF'd already. He's gone. Safety car. Come on, Borg. Fucking 9 laps. I tried to avoid him all night. I said.
It makes a difference.
Oh, for God's sake, man. He's still not on the Brian Tan level of spins yet. I'm looking forward to seeing how Brian goes facing forward this morning. In the Tier 1 race coming up. But, far out. All right, sorry,
that's
3 DNFs already.
We've got our first safety car. So, if you're the guys on the medium and hards, it's too early to pit. I mean, if you're on the hards, do you pit now and put the mediums on, or vice versa? I think most people are already sort of pitted. Bender's in the pits, so the last of the guys to pit will probably be pitting now, I can imagine.
I'll tell you what I'm very interested by is Jesse McLean's gone on to the softs off of his hards, which he was already on.
I think he may have made a mistake there, surely. I mean, surely he just hasn't clicked through his MFD because those softs are going nowhere.
Why even pit though? Like, he's up the front of the field on hard tyres. He's just cruising.
I would have stayed out. I would have stayed out. And was Bender on hards? Because he's put hards on again. Or was he on mediums?
Nah, I think he started on mediums, Bender. Yep. So he'll be pretty happy there. That's fine.
Jesse's made a bit of a boo-boo, I think, because on hards I would have at least slapped the mediums on if you were going to pit.
He was already on his favourite tyre, which was the ideal tyre for this scenario, and he thought, I'll just go and give the pit crew a visit. And Jeff said, in return, I'll give you a bit of soft action. Bloody hell, Jesse.
Absolutely ruin your race. He will be banking on another safety car.
Oh, you definitely want another one now, for sure. But as you said, you never want to gamble that there's going to be safety cars. Although we've had 3 DNFs already. Maybe he's reading the tea leaves and has said, you know what, we've got enough DNFs here that I reckon there'll be a few more and there will be another safety car. So maybe the big brain strat, but it's a big gamble.
It is a big gamble. As I said before, it's never one I like to take because it has backfired on me plenty of times before. We saw it backfire on a couple of guys when it come to fuel loads at Monaco when there was no safety car, so...
This has worked out nicely for Keelan. He gets to catch up to the rest of the field now, and he's on the hard tyre, which will get him all the way to the end, so... Whilst he is at the back of the currently classified field, he'll be a little bit happier being tucked up behind the safety car.
Ahmed slapped the softs on as well. 2 cars on the softs, but everyone else is on the hards or the mediums.
Back in he comes though.
Again, so he has made a mistake in putting the tyres on. And now it's
The
put him
medium.
on 2 lap. It's put him on 2 lap old medium.
What is going on?
So it hasn't put him on a fresh set. He's got a used set of mediums.
You know, I always think about it, like, imagine if we were watching real F1 and Lando Norris comes into the pits and his pit crew just puts him on 2 lap old mediums. What a shambles. Oh,
I think you might only have 1 set of mediums though. So if you do qualify on them and it's not your best quali lap, you will put used mediums on during the race.
Yeah, he would have pitted lap 1 though, wouldn't he? Because he was part of that lap 1, turn 1 incident. So I know that he pitted lap 1 or lap 2, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think he slapped the hards on when he pitted.
So has he done like 3 stops now? Or what is Armagh doing?
Probably.
He has 2.
Yeah. He's done 3. Keelan's done 2.
He also doesn't have a helmet on. Well spotted by you, Nick Randall. He's going around with just his sock on his head. What?
Didn't have enough visibility with the helmet on, so he just thought, what the hell? We'll take it off.
FIA just allowing this to carry on. Tell you what, the F1s have gone to crap since Michael Massey left, that's for sure. Bring back Massey.
They have 2 race directors now, don't they? Aren't they alternating races?
Bugger on. No, is there anyone else with their helmet on here? Have a little look. Looks like everyone's got their lid on by the look of it, except for Ahmad, who said, you know what? Not for me. He's got his on. Yep, everyone else has got theirs on. Except for Ahmad. He's just wearing a sock on his head.
How weird does it look when they don't have their helmet on? It just looks ridiculous.
That's very, very observant from you, Nick Randall. That's why you are tier 1 pace. You've got the brain capacity for that kind of stuff. Jacob and I wouldn't have picked that up, I don't think. So well spotted by you, mate.
This will surely be our last lap under the safety car.
Yep, all tucked up now.
Yeah, everyone's pitted.
There are some visual bugs in this game, but that is a great one.
He said it's always something new each week.
Oh, what's happened up here? There's a car on the wall. Who's that in the wall?
That's a Williams.
It's a Williams going through the tyre barrier there. So I'm not sure if he spun or disconnected or what.
No DNF. It's surely is that either Gerald Chu or
he's
just
buggered his wing. It's Helmi Kusuma. He's buggered his wing.
Kusuma.
The safety car is still going to come in this lap, so that's not going to stop him. Yeah, I don't know if he's just tried to warm up the tyres a little too vigorously in the second sector there and has come a cropper because that's a broken wing.
So, because those hards would be pretty cold. So I dare say he's just got on the throttle and binned himself into the fence.
Not ideal for Helmi. He'll be straight back into the pits here, I'd imagine. But the safety car has pulled away. And it's Dale Beveridge who will lead the field away with Andre McLeod trying to get after him. Ben Curtis not far away. Neil Alexander also up close to these fellas. But with Momo gone, this opens up the race for anyone to have a crack at this. Dale looking very nice up here in the hards.
Yeah, he's in a good position now because most of these front guys will look to go to the end, bar another safety car. So all he's got to do is defend if they get close to him. But he's jumped out to 7/10 already, so he's had a great restart.
A little wide there from Ben Curtis. Not sure if that was...
It would have been close to a track cut.
Depends on whether he came off the throttle or gained time. Codemasters a little bit weird like that. There's a couple of corners here.
Pretty easy to avoid if you just flip the throttle very quickly when you go off track. You can usually avoid the warning.
The outside of this corner here is a massive one for track cuts. You go wide there and doesn't matter how much you come off the throttle. You literally have to cost yourself a second sometimes to get away with it there. Jesse McLean has made a move on Gerald Chu on his brand new softs, which he's bloody got to do. He has to really push here, try and get the maximum value out of those softs.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to pit again in a couple of laps. So, as someone said in chat at the start, first 4 laps or so on those softs that's when you've really got to push hard. Unfortunately, without DRS, he's going to have to wait another lap.
Poor old Keelan's having a hard time back here. Yeah,
That's
it's
the
not
worst place to lose your wings. You've got to do a whole bloody lap.
Has he lost all of his wing, or is he just sort of... It didn't look like he hit it too hard. He looks like he's okay.
No, it actually looks okay. Yeah, maybe he avoided the wall.
And he's on the hard tyre, so he'll play on. Not bad. Jesse McLean still looking to make moves here on these softs. Joe Williams on 8-lap-old mediums in front of him, so there's definitely a tyre gap there.
Poor old Kasuma's pitted twice in 2 laps as he slapped the softs on after that pit stop.
And goes back on the hards again.
Back in again. So he's having a shocker of a race. Jesse can't seem to close the gap even on the softs. He's struggling to get close to Joe Williams. He really needs that DRS to help him out.
Is the DRS open this lap, or it might be the next one? I think they're 2 laps
next
down.
one, I think.
Yeah, DRS enabled now.
The back checkers.
Dale has crossed the line, so it won't be... Well, do they get it in the second sector? Well, not the second sector. This little second DRS zone.
No.
Do they get this one?
No,
because
it's
they've got to wait a whole lap.
only the one DRS detection point. So whoever gets it down the main straight also gets it down this straight, even if you get the overtake done.
Right, all right. That's why you're the clever man. You get paid the big bucks, and I just stand here and push buttons. I am watching this battle because Ben Curtis will be elbows out this week, I reckon. Even though it is Neil Alexander behind him, Ben Curtis went from pole to P8 or P9 or something last week. So I reckon this week he might just get the elbows out a little bit more.
Didn't look like he had a dive at Deckers there and got it wrong. And Jesse still hasn't made any inroads here. Oh, as Neil grabs himself a 3-second.
That's the first one of the night after 15 laps for all drivers, so that's actually a pretty good effort from Tier 2 to avoid any track cut penalties on what is notorious for track cuts. There's plenty of places to get them. So not a bad showing from Tier 2, but yeah, Neil the first to grab himself 3 seconds, and he's outside DRS now of Ben Curtis, so it won't be this lap for him. Let's see if Jesse McLean can open it up here. Joe defends the inside. Jesse says, all right, no worries, I'll go around the outside. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. See you later, Joe Williams. Doesn't quite make it to the apex, but with the soft tyres and the grip, he just says, that'll do me. Gets the second burst of DRS, and off he goes.
He's got to get onto the back of Mullick as quick as he can, because those softs will already be, 5 laps old, so they'll already be starting to go off. A good battle back here for the bottom end of the 10. You've got Bender in 10th, and all the way down to 14th is sitting on the back of him. Offelhermer in P11, Franco in 12, Mike Donalty in 13. Bender with no practice. Looks like he might be holding up these guys a little bit.
It is an interesting battle too. Frank Frankfurt and David Benolti, very experienced OLR competitors. Norfolhermer and Mike Donaldi pretty new to OLR, maybe a season under the belt of each, so a bit of inexperience mixed with a bit of experience. We'll see how the battle develops. Frank gets right up the back of Norfolhermer, shows his nose in the mirrors.
Bender's going to get swallowed up down the straight here with DRS.
Bender on 5-lap-old hards has a tyre advantage on Norfolk behind him. Norfolk hasn't pitted since lap 3 to get on these hards. Bender
looks like he's got a bit of a gap there. He's broken half a second coming onto the straight, so he might be able to hold on to it. Got a bit of a DRS train happening behind him, so not much overtaking happening.
Whoop!
Oh yeah, there
Bye,
goes Norfolk.
Norfolk.
There's another DNF. That'll be another safety car, surely.
Yep, spot on.
Jesse McLean will be laughing because that is exactly what he needed.
6-lap-old meat soft, that's perfect. That's about where they said
Surely,
Tier 1 boys said it's about the spot.
He's got to slap the mediums on from here.
Watch him not pit here.
Don't jinx him like that.
These have got another 6 laps in it.
We're just going to hang about. We've only got to go 18 laps. You'll find he might be the only car to pit here.
Oh, Helmy gets one for speeding under. That's a drive-through too. That's a big penalty. especially because he's already a minute and a half behind and he's bloody 16th. Jesus Christ, what are you doing, Helmy? Come on, son.
Can't serve that until the safety car goes in.
Oh,
either.
that's savage. Jesse, get in the pits, Jesse! What are you doing,
No.
Jesse? God, what is
No
he
idea
doing?
what Jesse is thinking.
He's too busy playing PGA Tour, mate. I'll give you the tip.
Whoever's in TeamSpeak with him, giving him strategy advice,
Christ
tell
almighty.
him to put that car in the pits.
Where is Tasty T tonight? Where is Peach? They're the boys that are usually in his ear. Oh.
Mullick pitted, so these guys on the hards have pitted for mediums, which is exactly what Jesse should have done that lap.
Oh, my God.
If he pits this lap, he's going to go to the back of the field.
What are we doing? Oh, I love this man to death, but goodness gracious, he needs an actual engineer in his ear. He should be paying someone. Bloody hopeless, Jesse. Goodness gracious.
Strat advice.
Oh, just open up the friggin' stream and Jacob and I will coach you through it live for free. Ah, goodness me. Anyway, he's up there in P4, so can't complain about his current track position, I guess. That's a strength that he's got. This safety car is going to take ages to come in. There's still a lot of boys back there.
They'll be easily doing another lap, if not two, depending on if that Williams can catch up.
Poor old, as you said, he's still got to do a drive-through, poor old Helmy.
Oh, I think he's done 4 or 5 stops so far, and that drive-through again, it's going to hurt him. Tell you what, when it's not your night, it's not your night. I've had plenty of races where once one thing goes wrong, the rest of the race is just a nightmare.
It is tricky.
He's not. He's staying out again.
It is tricky because it's not a straightforward strat. It's not straightforward soft medium. It's not. It is a tricky strategy here at Hungary. So I understand why there's a handful of drivers who have made that mistake, who they've ducked in and put 2-lap old mediums back on their car, or they've jumped on the hards and then back on the softs and then onto the mediums. That kind of it's tricky to manage your MFD, manage the strategy and all of that, plus drive these very quick vehicles at a pace that matches these Tier 2 boys. So the ones who have done their practice throughout the week are the ones on top of the table at the moment. And the ones who haven't are going to very quickly find out what happens. You see a couple of DNFs already from those who just quite haven't got the traction down in the right places or whatever. And we're going to see Jesse drop back through the field here, which is disappointing.
I don't know if there's any other track in the game that is this hard on tyre wear. Most other tracks, it is usually a simple 1-stop or a simple 2-stop, whereas this track, like you said, it's somewhere in the middle. And I don't know if there's any other track in the game that'll give you that strategy option of either a 1-stop or a 2-stop.
Tell you what, Dale Beveridge is very quietly going about his business tonight. You did bring him up earlier and said, hey, that's pretty bloody quick. I said, oh yeah, let's see if you can. I was dubious he could match it in the race, especially with Momo doing so well. But as I said, now that with Momo's gone, Dale looking very smart.
It's in a very good position. It looks like we're probably going to do one more lap under the safety car too. So,
nope.
Oh no, it's coming in. Kasuma did catch up in time, so good on him for getting up on the back of the pack as quick as he can.
Suma? Oh, Kusuma! There's a Suma and a Kusuma. Yeah, there you go.
Impulse said USA is just as hard on tyres as well.
We've been there this year, haven't we? We were there round 1?
Yeah, I believe we were, yes.
Round 2? Something like that. All right.
Dale gets us underway again.
There's a very... Oh my god, no! Dead! Gone! Dead! No. Torterra is dead! What? Straight after the safety car! There'll be another safety car immediately. Surely he is parked all over the road. That's got to be a safety car. Maybe the marshals will think we've got enough time to get out here and tow him off track before everyone else comes around, because that is a yellow flag, but everyone else is carrying on at racing speed. I don't think it's going to be a safety car. No, the safety car's just come in. I don't know whether it'll come back out again on the same lap. Bert said, I've just done a couple of laps. That's me done. I'm going to play some solitaire and put my feet up. That's not going to be
I'm pretty sure that's first and second in the championship, done and dusted for tonight.
That is.
There's a good chance for some of these guys to make up some points now on the top 2.
That's huge. Tell you what would have been huge if that was a safety car, and then Jesse could have actually pitted and done the right thing. He still would have been at the back of the field.
Hoping for a safety car.
But
unfortunately, he is all over the back of Curtis here, though. So those softs might not be too bad. He seems to be doing pretty well on them.
Can he get one done on Diabol's here up the inside? Yes, nice one. Can he hang it through the apex? He does. All right.
Jesse may prove us all wrong here. He may know something we don't.
Oh, I've got my fingers crossed. As I said, love this bloke to bits. So if he can pull out a bloody result tonight and keep it clean with no penalties and not drop that position, then he's on. I'm loving it. Looking good. All right. Well, there's plenty of interesting tyre strategy happening back here too. P4, P5, even P3, all the way down to P9. They're all on older, sort of crappier tyres. The medium's especially going to drop off at some point. The hard tyre's not too shabby. But then you've got a big pack of drivers headed by Neil Alexander on basically fresh tyres. So they're going to make some... Oh, I'll tell you what. Neil Alexander behind David McNulty, behind Frank Frankfurt, behind Declan Hollingshead.
Could you ask for anything more? We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. The other McLaren is around again for the third time tonight.
He's moving across the track, though, so it looks like he's just recovering himself and he'll carry on. That's not a DNF. Yep, on he goes. Ahmad getting it together. Oh, speaking of, bang, penalty straight away. As soon as I called it, Jesse McLean grabs 3 seconds for multiple track cut warnings. Neil looking very dangerous here behind David McNulty.
Right on the back of him. He's going to go up the inside here. Oh, that was close. Gets that done. DRS still won't be activated for one more lap, so...
I think Bender, well aware of the tyre difference there, just allowed that to happen very nicely.
What happened, Andre? You can't believe it. What happened? You just got on throttle, lost the rear end?
Yes, Torterra, very disappointing for you, mate. We were just saying, especially with Momo having already DNF'd, this was the chance to really put some points on the board, and it hasn't worked out. So, yeah, very disappointing, Tort.
Like I said, these other guys up the front will be cheering, though, because they've got a chance to make up some points now. Good. Cold, hard tyres. I can imagine they didn't have much grip. Neil's already jumped up onto the back of Franco here. He'll be looking to get these moves done. DRS open at the end of this lap.
Does riding the brakes do anything? I mean, I say that knowing that I've just read what you've said, so I'm sure it does because you're the man. That's what we do in ACC, yeah. We ride the brakes and we warm up the brakes, and the brakes warm up the tyres, and that's how we get temperature. Does that work in F1 too? Do you ride the brakes here and try and keep temp in, or is Frank getting really deep into that corner behind Deckers there? Hello, Butts! Here come the Butts! Do we have any smiters? Otherwise, I've got to leave this battle. I'm not doing it right now. All right, Bots, you've got free reign of chat because it looks like we've got no spanners. But I'm staying on board with Neil Alexander as he has a look down. Oh, Frank around the outside of Deckers. Neil has to be careful not to get in the back of Deckers. Frank's going to have the inside line now down into turn 2. And with the DRS open, he gets that done. And Neil sees an open door and has a little look down the inside of Deckers as well. Does very nicely to stay out of him. This is spicy. Keelan Dryberg grabs himself 3 seconds. I reckon we'll have to wait another lap for this battle to resume. Deckers is not going to let go of that one lightly.
Impulse says change the diff to 70 and go nuts on the brake warming. So it must work in F1 just like it does in ACC. But this battle here for P6. Neil's on the faster tyre. He's going to want to get these 2 overtakes done, because he's going to want to go after Gerald True there in P5. Deckers defends. Doesn't defend hard enough, though.
Oh, she elbows out.
Deckers is going to have the inside for the hand.
Oh, rubbing is racing. Neil getting a little sideways there after the touch from Deckers, but manages to complete the move. Rubbing is racing. Good respect from those fellas. As I said, all OOR experience, so good racing, but a bit of corrections and a bit of sweat on the wheel there from Neil Alexander as he went a little bit sideways after the touch. Manages to finish off that move. Nice one.
Fortunately, Jesse's dropping down the field now, so I dare say those softs are well and truly past their expiry date.
13-lap-old softs, they would be squealing.
He is hanging for a safety car to come out.
Oh, that's wide.
Joe Williams, yeah, there's another one. He needs to get off those soft tyres. Joe Williams is going to line him up here. I don't know if he'll get it done here, though. He may have to wait to the main straight. Just not really any overtaking opportunities through this Sector 2 area.
Oh, Neil's dropped a couple. And Deckers has got back past him. I don't know if that was a mistake or if Deckers has sent one up through the chicane or what. Jesse McLean is being absolutely hounded by Joe Williams in front of this pack.
They've caught up to P4. Jesse is really slow on those soft tyres. He's backed them right into this pack.
Thank you, JLS. Love you, mate.
Keelan Dryberg's in it as well. Bender, Mike Denaulty. This goes from P4 all the way back to P12.
Jesse has pitted. That's him in there now. So backwards through the field he goes. I know he watches the streams back, so he will learn his lesson from this one. This is a great battle up here for P4 with Frank Frankfurt involved, Joe Williams, Deckers, Neil Alexander. Suma's not far behind here either. He's around the bout. So look at all of these OOR fellas all in amongst each other. This is what you want. Oh, it's four bloody wide heading up. Jesus Christ, it's a traffic jam. Just tuck it in, fellas. There's 10 laps to go yet. There's plenty of time for racing. Keep it cool. Keep it clean. I know we're all mates.
Jesse slapped another set of softs on to go the last 10 laps. So watch out for him to be fast, especially if we get a late safety car.
Might be looking for the purple lap. So he's just put on new softs and got another 3 seconds.
That's unfortunate.
Brand new softs. Yeah, I might as well get a penalty.
Oh, Mullock had a moment there.
He did. He is pushing, is Neil Alexander. Deckers and Joe Williams are alongside each other. Joe is still managing to hold on. Honestly, don't know where to point the camera at this point.
There is guys having a look at each other all over the place. Joe Williams and Deckers here into the last turn. Unfortunately, Joe's going to get swallowed up because I think he's going to be the one without DRS. No, he gets it. Deckers is going to be the one without DRS. So he's going to have to defend hard here into T1.
Oh, Frank, I thought was going to have a little look around the outside.
Franco's going to get DRS here.
Neil is going to have a little look around the outside of Franco, perhaps. Oh, bloody, that's Keelan Dryberg who's joined the party around the outside of Robert Wenzel here. Oh, what is happening? There is battles everywhere.
This is fantastic racing.
It's ridiculously good, Jacob. Far out. I honestly don't know where to point the camera. This train of 6 cars is within a second of each other. The whole lot of them are in an absolute battle. Neil up there is side by side through the chicane with Joe Williams.
Suma's had a little mistake.
Oh, there's a bit of a touch there between Keelan and Suma. Suma manages to get away with it and stay in front of Keelan. Keelan's sweating. Tell you what, Bender's not far behind here either. He's also on the back of this pack.
Bender and Mike Denaulty are both in there as well.
Deckers has gone past Gerald Chew in the meantime. I don't know if Gerald's made a mistake because he was a little bit clear of this battle.
Yes, he's made a mistake. Deckers has moved himself up there into P3 now. This is unbelievable racing from these guys. To not
BC's saying we need to go to the front and have a look. Look, we'll have a quick look, but I think Deckers is... Well, Deckers is way behind this battle. So Dale Beveridge currently P1. He's doing very nicely. We love him. And Ben Curtis doing very nicely up here in P2. We love that, but I'm sorry, we're heading back here because it's all happening. There's cars everywhere.
Looked like there might have been a little touch there between Dryberg and Wenzel. Mullock's made his way past Gerald Chew as well.
Yeah, he's up in a P4 now.
Deckers has gapped him a little bit since he got past. They're just starting to calm themselves down a bit now. Gerald run wide there. So those mediums after 22 laps, he might struggle towards the back end of this race. All these guys are on much fresher tyres.
That's it, yeah. There's a couple of fresh tyres mixed in amongst the older tyres. So also making it interesting. And the penalties that Neil has and Keelan Dryberg have, they're going to obviously come into play too, which... Oh, down the inside, Frank's going to have a go at Gerald. And and Gerald does well to give him space, and Franco manages to stay out of him. Robert Wenzel sees the gap, and he goes around the outside of Keelan Dryberg. Oh, it gets all crossed up, though, which is going to cost him. Keelan manages to hang on to it.
Inside.
DRS now open, though, so Gerald's going to get swallowed up down here, I reckon.
Unfortunately, it's cost Franco and Dryberg and that on Deckers and Neil. They've managed to get that gap now. Gerald's going to get chewed up here into turn 1.
Franco goes around the outside and he hits Gerald. Oh, no, that's not ideal. Oh, no, Gerald.
He hasn't DNF'd, but...
It's a VSC. Has he DNF'd? No, he
hasn't. He hasn't DNF'd, but he won't have any front wing left, I can imagine.
He's going to be struggling. Oh, that's a sick-looking Williams.
No, he's completely lost it. No front wing left on that car.
Yeah, that's a sorry. Oh, look, you can't even see the bloody wing. It's not there.
That's unfortunate.
No.
He was going to struggle for grip on those mediums, but...
And as you said before, Jacob, that is the worst spot that could possibly happen at literally turn 1. He's got to go the whole way around the track with this very sick and sad and sorry looking Williams now. Oh, that is not turning.
He's got understeer all over the place now. This is going to be
struggling. So it was Frank Frankfurt who tried to make the move going around the outside. The stewards will have a look at that one on Tuesday night. 20-lap old hards, maybe just not quite giving him the steering he thought he was capable of. And he came together with Gerald Chu. And Gerald came off very much worse for wear. So he'll drop to the back of the field and jump in the pits, and he'll have to do the last 6 laps from the back of the field. Neil Alexander going up to P3.
Deckers has had a bad restart there on the straight. Neil's jumped him for P3. And on 9-lap fresher tyres and a faster compound, you would expect him to pull away.
Can he pull away a 3-second gap? He's already a second gone.
My guess would be yes. I would expect
him
to pull that 3-second gap. But 13 seconds to Ben Curtis. Those guys just need to keep it clean.
Yeah, 100%. So now this has cooled down a little bit. We will jump up here because, as I said, Dale Beveridge very quietly going about his business. Not sure if he's putting everything he's got into staying clear. I tell you what, he's got 10% battery. And Ben Curtis behind him has a full 60.
But he's on the mediums, and they're going to drop off 6. I don't know how old his mediums are. 6 laps to go.
Yeah.
He's on 20-lap old tyres. Those mediums are going to struggle, but he does have DRS, and he does have a lot more battery. So that's
Dale's got no bloody battery. So Ben closes the gap. Dale shows the inside line. He gets the DRS again here. Did he get the traction that he needed? Around the outside, he's going to have a little look. But Jacob, you said it, those tyres just not quite got the traction that he wants.
And once you get past here, it's pretty much single file once you get past this chicane up here. So Dale's just got to hang on through Sector 1. If he can keep him at bay down the straight. Well, it looks like he is struggling for a bit of rear-end grip.
Torterra saying that they've done the testing during the week and that the medium should be fine. So they should still have some pace left in them yet. Obviously, Torterra, the Aston Martin teammate of this man, Ben Curtis. So if they've done the testing, they know where it's at. Ben will see that red flashing light on the back of Dale Beveridge's car and he will think, hey, he's out of battery. I'm well in here. I've got 40% of mine left. Neil Alexander's pulled out a 2-second gap so far on Deckers, so doing nicely with 5 laps to go. Can he consolidate that podium?
He's just not close enough. Even with DRS, he's not going to close up enough. Needs to keep closer to him through that Sector 2. Dale seems to have the edge on him. I don't know whether those hards have just got that little bit more grip.
Speaking of Dale's,
far into the race.
Hello, Craig Dale. Good to see you, my friend. So that midfield battle has kind of sorted itself out and quieted down just a little bit. Those fellas they are still battling and they've got DRS in each other, but Keelan is up there in P5. He's got a penalty, so Frank will be happy to just sort of sit behind him for this last couple. Oh, I'll tell you what, Frank went very wide there, and that says hello to Suma.
And Suma's on the fresher medium, so he's going to want to have a look at him.
Yeah. You can see how quickly he closed the gap there. So So there might still be some action left in this little mid-pack scenario. Neil has managed to pull out that 3 seconds on Deckers.
Yeah, so he's looking to consolidate that last step of the podium. David McNulty picks up a 3 second. I think that's his first one for this evening. There's not as many penalties as I would have expected. They've done very well to keep it clean, especially with all this battling in the mid-pack going on.
Yeah,
They
great.
haven't been pushing each other wide, which has been great.
Really good from Tier 2. So yeah, we were just watching Ben before. He just hasn't quite got the pace through that middle and last sector. Which means that he can't take full use of the DRS on the way down the straight. Dale Beveridge looking like he's just going to hang on here, barring any sort of calamitous errors in the last 3.5 laps.
Yeah, I would expect him to hang on.
But we
Ben
will
is
just
a lot
flick.
closer. He is a lot closer this lap than he has been the last couple of laps through here.
So it's this one and the battle for, well, I'll tell you what, Keelan Dryberg's been passed by Frank Frankfurt. Well, if Keelan made a little error there, but Suma's all over him too. Suma up into the chicane, had a little look. Don't know if Keelan's tyres are dropping off or if he's just making some errors.
Looks like he may have just ran a little wide at the end of Sector 1 there.
But they're the two battles to watch. Jesse McLean looks like he's going to get one done on Bender pretty shortly too with those 6-lap softs. Ben
Seems to be Diebold's struggles for the traction onto the straight here, and Dale just gets enough of a gap to cut out the DRS. He's going to hold on for another one. Only 2 to go after this one.
I reckon Jesse's going to get one done here once he opens up the DRS.
Yeah, well, he's done well to get this car back up into the points. He's looking at P9 here, so
Oh, that's wide.
very close to the inside wall there as well.
Which is going to cost him, really, because he was well within range and then just obviously not getting the last corner right. Does he get the switchback happening here with the DRS? Maybe, but it's going to put him on the outside down here. No, David defending very nicely. A very experienced OOR man is he. Jesse not over yet, but please don't send it down here. Oh my God. David does well to give him the space. This is not a 2x2 section, you two. Oh.
He's on the grass and everything.
Jesse's still pushing it. God, get out of it. He's touched David. If you bin David, you're in big trouble, my friend. Oh, Jesse, God's sake, calm down, man.
There it is. You knew that.
He drops a handful of positions. That is what he deserved. And now Helmy and Joe Williams joining battle after they both passed Jesse after his mistake, which opens up the door for Jesse to go around the outside here. And that's going to be a bloody track cut as well.
Tell you what, this Williams must be good at lawn mowing because he spent more time on the grass than the track this lap.
Suma's got the DRS open. He's going to go down the inside of Keelan here. He's got plenty of battery. Bang! Has that one. Thank you very much. We're on the penultimate lap. So this one and one more to go. If Ben Curtis can stay within range of Dale Beveridge here, may have one final crack at it.
Unfortunately, Nathan, both Haas cars are not going to get on the podium. Neil has managed to jump more than 3 seconds to Deckers, so he should be holding on to that P3. Still, Haas P1 and P4, that is a fantastic chunk of points for that team.
So this is it. Diebold will know this is the last lap, basically, of DRS. If he needs to get it done here, he needs to be within range of Dale Beveridge coming out of this. Dale makes a mistake! There's a bit of a correction there. This might be it. Let's go, Diebold! Get up there, son! Goes around the outside. He's got him!
He's going to get it done. No.
Hello! Dale Beveridge drops down to P2 after that mistake on the very last penultimate corner.
He has
Ben
led.
Curtis takes P1!
He has led 2/3 of this race. And just made that little mistake coming onto the last lap.
That is absolutely savage for Dale, but he's not done yet. He knows there's still a chance here.
He's not going to give this up. He's going to die wondering.
He knows that Ben's on very, very old mediums, and those ones would have dropped off. His hard's got plenty of life left in him yet.
We've got another DNF. Ahmed Jasmine's spun again and DNF. There's a yellow flag up ahead.
There was a 5-second penalty for a collision between Helmy and Ahmad, so I don't know what's happened between those two, but they've gotten in each other's way a little bit there, and that may have DNF'd Ahmad, but this is the battle we want to see on the very last corner of the second last lap. Ben Curtis got it done on Dale Beveridge, and all he's got to do is this last sector. He's going to hang on. Come on, Diabolls! Oh, he's giving him a bloody big head boot! Oh, Christ almighty!
There goes his front wing.
That will just about do him, I reckon. Dale will say, oh dear, I could have done it. I got close, but I couldn't quite get it done. It's going to be Diabolls, Ben Curtis, P1! Dale Beveridge, very unlucky on the last corner of the last lap. That's great racing between those two. They will be very happy with each other. What a friggin' battle that was. Neil Alexander will come home in P3 after clearing Deckers. What a podium that is for Ben, Dale, and Neil themselves as well. Now Deckers up P4. He'll be very happy with that. Haas 2-4. Franco in P5. Suma in P6. Mike Denoldi doing very nicely in the last couple of laps to sneak up there into P7. Keelan Dryberg, after a couple of penalties, will drop down to P8. David McNulty, after having not raced for probably 10 years, has come up and said, I'll have P10, thank you very much.
You've really got a feel for Dale there. Led 2/3 of the race.
I do.
Made a mistake onto the last lap. That's hard to swallow.
It is hard loving so many people in this tier, because you feel equally parts sad for Dale and equally parts happy for Ben.
Diabolds had to be there to make the most of that mistake, and he was, so that's fantastic work by him. Especially with those old mediums, he just hung himself in there.
Race winner, Ben Curtis. Nice work. Excellent battle. He managed to stay within range of Dale Beveridge. You can see those two, after they cross the finish line, pull up alongside and give each other a bit of a wave. So they knew they had a great race. What an epic battle. They'll be very happy with that. And he deserved P1. As you said, Dale, very, very unlucky to drop down to P2.
I think he'll still be stoked with P2, though. The Aston Martin gets the top step.
David McNulty, driver of the day, absolutely well-deserved from the very back of the grid after not setting a lap in qualifying, comes up into P10. But it is this man. Diabolls is up there on the top step this week after the disappointment last week of qualifying on pole but then dropping back to P8, P9. I said he was one to watch, and bang, there he goes, P1. Dale Beveridge will be a little bit upset with P2, but he gives Ben a good bloody champagne shower anyway. And Neil Alexander, a couple of days after his birthday, says, I'll have a podium at Hungary. This is his favourite track too. He does love Hungary, so he'll be very pleased to be up there in P3, especially considering his track cut penalty. He could have dropped down, but he managed to clear Deckers. So it is Deckers in P4, Frank Frankfurt in P5, and Suma in P6. Mike Denoldi, Keelan Dryberg, Joe Williams, and David McNulty round out the top 10. Jesse McLean. Oh, I've got words for you, my friend. P11, Gerald Chu, P12, Kasuma, P13. The last to be classified. Jasmine DNFing very late on. Probably still gets points because it was within the last couple of laps. Championship protagonists, Andre McLeod and Momo, both DNFing tonight, which opens up the door to those in P3, P4 to really close that gap. Norval Hermer and Jacob Sevilla also DNFing, and goodness gracious, Berg, what do we got to do to get you across the line in one of these races? Started off P4 with a very nice qualifying session, and unfortunately DNFing in the first handful of laps. So there you go, Tier 2 delivering again. We didn't have many bugs, we didn't have rain, but we still had the excitement. Tier 2 delivering again. Whoa!
They always do a fantastic job of warming us up for Tier 1. Never been disappointed with these guys.
Bugger me, I'm sweating now. I'm going to go peel my jumper off. I haven't got time for a shower, but I need one. Woo-hoo-hoo! All right.
Get the fan on, mate. Turn the fan on.
Looking forward to being right back with Tier 1. Go and have a little break. I think that's still 8 minutes away. So I'm going to put some tunes on for you, lovely people. Grab yourselves a drink. And, oh, Christ almighty. I have to recover. We need to have a break. All right, so we'll be right back. Oh. All right.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm not. I still haven't fully recovered, so I'm glad we've got a qualifying session in front of us to really take stock of what we just witnessed. Every single week, I say Tier 2 can't outdo itself. Oh, bugging me Moses.
Now we settle down and see if Impulse can do this 13 that he was speaking of.
Was it him that said that? I don't think it was. I think Tom Malone sort of dropped him in that. Said he would have to be the one who pulls that out. I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying. I just don't know. I don't know if Tom's sort of saying. He might be saying something like, "Peter's really, really fast, and he's a friggin' alien, and I bet you, out of anyone who could do it, it would be him, as opposed to it actually being possible." So, we'll have a look. We'll see what happens. Ready for Tier 1 qualifying. They're all heading out now. This will be the tier where the tyre strats won't be anywhere near as chaotic as they were in Tier 2. We saw a lot of drivers not quite getting the strategy right and diving into the pits at the wrong time, or not diving into the pits at all, Jesse McLean. Or this one, they'll be a little bit more experienced in Tier 1, so they'll get the strats right, which brings it down to the racing will be more undercut worthy. I think we'll be seeing a lot more undercuts. Looking forward to seeing when drivers come in. We saw. What do you reckon the soft tyre is the ideal, based on what we saw in Tier 2? What was that ideal lap?
I think most guys were looking to pit, say, around lap 5. Seemed to be most of them were off that soft tyre between laps 4 and 6. I would expect to see these Tier 1 guys. I think you'll probably find a lot of them outside the 10 will start on the mediums. There's a few guys here qualifying on the mediums. Peter Thomas, as always, doing his first lap on the mediums.
He loves it. What if he just does this as a sighter, just to sort of warm up, just to get a feel for it? He's done enough practice throughout the week that I wouldn't think he needs it, but maybe he's just like, just having a crack, sort of knowing that track evolution is the thing in the game. He thought, maybe I'll just go out here and have a little sight lap.
It's always good, because if you can put in a good banker on the mediums, you do open yourself up to a lot of different strategies. Like, I would expect him to put a lap on the mediums that was still good enough for a top 5.
We saw that last week from him, where he went out on the mediums and posted a lap that was, I think it was P2 at the time. And you and I were both surprised that he didn't sit on it. He came back out and beat it on softs.
Yeah, I would have held on to that medium tyre time, but I'm not Peter Thomas, so what would I know?
No, that's right. He is in the top echelons of Tier 1, and we are not. So he can do whatever he wants. Tell you what, doing all sorts of squiggly lines there. 15-2
on medium, though.
On
mediums? Was what, 15-3?
Come on. It looked like he got the last corner wrong, too.
Yeah, the rear end definitely didn't look happy there. Jeremy Washington does a 15 flat. That is a great time as well.
That's a nice helmet you're wearing there, Jezza. I like that one, mate. Kyle Jackson starting his lap now. Actually, no, he's done one lap on these softs. I don't know if he invalidated the first one. Yeah, he's down to 30% battery. So he invalidated his first lap. I don't know if he's going to go for another one here.
It's not. I don't think that's enough battery to get a good lap in. I'd expect you would need a lot more to get around this track with a good lap time. Is a 14.5. That's
invalid from Kyle. Yeah, Hong Yi very quickly going into the 14s. Half a second clear of anyone else at the moment.
So we're definitely going to get into the low 14s. These guys are getting 14s on their bankers.
Nathan Monk's doing a 14.7 on his banker. Nice one, Nathan. Where are all the Nathan Monk fans? Toto Orsmo? Where are all his mates from last week? He had a lot of fans in chat last week, did this man. So, hoping to see them back in here. Toto Orsmo, I think is, yeah. And that is
his name, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nothing to do with Toto Wolff. It's just Toto is totally...
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's totally awesome. is Nathan.
As your man Brian Tan is already out of qualifying.
Oh, come on, Brian!
Not the start he's looking for after pointing backwards more than forwards this season.
Bugger me. I love Toto Awesome. There they are. See, there he is. Hello, CL13. Good to see you, mate. He is totally awesome, this man. Can Brian Tan... Oh, Matty Powell. Get onto it, son. Smite that. JLS was in here before. He got... Oh, Neil, too quick. Comes straight off his podium and says, bang, I got the bots covered. Brian Tan, what did I miss? Obviously the apex or something. What are you doing DNFing from qualifying? What are you doing, son?
He just wanted to do a last to first challenge.
Ah, goodness gracious. Jared Ellis, these are 2 lap old softs, so I can't imagine this is a lap. Yeah, he's a second and a half down, so he's on his way into the pits. 0 lap old sauce for Danny Wong, so he's flying. He's got a full battery.
There's purple in the first sector, but I don't know if that bug extends to all sectors now or if it is just sector 2.
It used to be just second sector, wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to only be the second sector, but I'm not sure if that bug extends to the first one now as well.
Brian Tan going for the last to P7 strat before he actually spins and crashes. Come on, Brian, just finish the race, man. I don't care. Honestly, I will give you my driver of the day if you finish last tonight. Finish. That's all I want from you. Finish the friggin' race. It's been a very disappointing season for you, my friend. You're usually very fast. We've seen you up in the top places the last couple of seasons, and I just don't know what... I don't know if it's the handling or the new tyres, or I don't know what the deal is, mate. You just haven't come to grips with it this season, so I just want to see you finish a race, mate.
Got Peter Thomas out on softs now. Jeremy Washington's out again. There's a few guys coming out for their out laps.
Daniel Lambert's been very quick this season.
He has been great, improving every single week.
On the podium last week.
He'll be looking for another good result, especially in qualifying here. He's been very fast. But that 14.5 is going to be very hard to beat from Hongyi.
If that's his banker, I wouldn't be surprised if he beats it himself. Nathan Monk's very quick up there with a 14.7, so I think there's a lot of time left here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, I'm going to say, 7 drivers in the 14s.
You reckon 7 guys will get there?
7 in the 14s, and I reckon pole is going to be a 14-1.
Yeah, I think we'll get low. 14 flat, 14-1. I'm praying for maybe a 13-9. Daniel Lambert looks like he's still on another lap, but I don't think he's going to have enough battery to really make it last.
Took a very greedy bite of that chicane, so not a very quick middle sector, I wouldn't imagine. It is still valid, but as you said, the battery really getting towards the end of... No, that's not invalid. What? Hang on. Don't know about that. Track map saying it's still valid. Looked like he
very wide.
It looked like he kept it pinned through there too, so... There was a bit of discussion. No, into the pits he goes, so that wasn't the one. There was a bit of discussion early on in the week that some of these limits can be abused. I didn't think it was that extraneous, but that looked like a very, very advantageous cut from Daniel Lambert. And whilst he didn't finish the lap, maybe something to exploit there.
Jeremy Washington jumps up into P2 with a 14.7.
What's Peter got here?
13.7. Are you kidding me?
That's fucking disgusting. What the hell? 14-1 straight out the bloody window. Get fucked.
Lap on softs, and he does nearly a mid-13.
What? All right. Okay, I've changed what I said. Now there's going to be 9 drivers in the 14s. There'll be 2 drivers in the 13s.
Yeah, one in the very low 13s, probably.
There's still 8 minutes to go. Thomas Malone, he wasn't talking shit when he came in here and said there'd be a 13. Wowee. It's not even a high 13. That's almost a mid 13.
That is, yeah, that's nearly a mid 13. It's what, 7/10 quicker than P2 at the moment.
That's ridiculous.
Nathan Monks is currently on a lap as well, and they're in P5. He'd be looking to improve. So just under a 10th up on his time. See what he is coming through sector 2 here. He's up a 10th and a half now. That'll lift him up into P3 if he can keep this lap together. 2 corners to go. Good run out of this last corner. Get that DRS open. What's it going to be? 14.5. Takes him up to a Haas 1.2 at the moment. It's a fantastic lap from Nathan there.
Imagine that, though. Like, you've done like a really good lap and you're still 7/10 off pole. Your teammate. Bloody hell, that's ridiculous. That's so quick. Matty, can you show Diabol's message? Because that's very valid. I'm happy to have that in chat. That's just very fair, because that is exactly how I feel. The man's saying what we're all thinking. Goodness gracious me. 13.7. I still haven't quite come to terms with that. Anyway, Dimitri's coming in.
Will he go back out, though? Is he going to go back out and try and better that, or is he just going to park it on that lap time?
Yeah, he probably comes out and does another one. Do you save a set of softs, maybe? If you think that's good enough for pole, do you save a set of softs and go for the 2-stop, knowing there's probably going to be safety cars?
Yeah.
Zach James is in chat. Hello, Gold. Love you, mate. Good to see you. I ain't going to beat that. It was a flog of a lap. All right, he's very happy with himself. It's Peter Thomas. That's about as quick as he's going to go. Still not even a personal best. Get out. You disgust me.
What is your PB around here, Impulse? If you say anything that's under a 13.5...
Well, that's invalid, Thomas. So everyone's sitting in the pits at the moment as they wait for the clock to tick over and the track to evolve. Thomas still got 80% battery here and probably enough time to do one more lap and then get into the pits for a last lap. So I reckon he might have another crack here.
Impulse says his PB is a 13.4. Still 3/10 quicker than the lap he did.
Oh, that's tool assisted speed run though. He's used that's flashback GP. Still though, that's ridiculously quick. I'm not trying to say that's not, but tool assisted. Oh, all right. Tom using all the track on the outside there to give him the best run.
Get ready. A lot of guys looking to improve here on their last run. Kyle Jackson's out there on mediums.
Tooly lap, yeah. A little bit crossed up out of turn 1 there, Tom Malone, but still pretty quick. That's fine. Carry on. It's interesting that he used the outside curb there on entry. That's what you get from these Tier 1 fellas. They abuse all of the tricks. Oh, he's going to have a crack. Peter Thomas. He's going to have one more. All right. You won't beat it. Challenge accepted. Tom looking very good through that chicane there.
He was 3/10 up in the first sector, so he's on a brilliant lap here.
He looked really good through the chicane. Really smooth. A lot of momentum. That's invalid. No, it's not. Okay, there's definitely a
glitch there because he was well wide. He's looking at putting in something in the 14s here, which is going to bump him right up the field.
So he was very low on fuel here too, Tom, so he's exhausted all means. Bang, P4.
14.6, great lap.
Hello. Very nice, Tom Malone.
In 6 as well.
So I still believe he's got time to sneak in there, pit, change tyres and get out for one more. One more for Tom Malone, I reckon.
You've got 8 drivers in the 14s at the moment. You said we were going to get 9. Yeah, man, Aspect, I would be expecting him to do a 14.
Alex Bowen, I don't think is on a lap here.
He just punched in a 14.6. Yellow flag out.
Still got plenty of battery though, so I don't know.
I would say Tom Malone's out of fuel here if he's drawing a yellow flag.
Yep.
He definitely is.
He's going to be...
he's not going to have enough time to get back and get back out again.
Not anymore, no. So that'll be just about... Hello, Tom. Yes, you're on camera. Love you, mate. He's run out of fuel.
A 14.6 is going to hold him up there well, so he'd be happy with that.
Alex brings it in. So I think the first one that we're going to see come around for a lap here might be Zekai Chu. No, that might be not him. Who's his Mercedes teammate? Might be Nick Randall. That's the one I was looking for. So I think this is the first one coming around of those that were on their out lap. Nick Randall, very observant, spotting that Amar Jusman went around in Tier 2 without his helmet on. What a great visual glitch that is. Speaking of helmets, this is a very nice little design here from Nick Randall. I like that. Very Miami Vice type setup.
What, he's up 2/10s. He's had a good first sector. Gets this chicane right. Looked very smooth through there. Coming up to the end of Sector 2, we'll see how he's going. Needs to find a bit of time. He's still only 3/10s up. He's going to jump in one position.
Didn't abuse the track limits out there either. So there's clearly a 10th or two out there that these Tier 1 boys are taking advantage of.
Yeah, running wide and staying full throttle. I'm surprised they're not getting track cuts.
Randall getting a little bit upset in the rear end back there. So that may have cost him a 10th or two. No, he actually gained time. So he is half a second up on his previous best. Hong Yi, I thought was on a flyer, but obviously not improving.
That lap.
The two Haas fellas both on laps here. Following each other around. Nathan might be on his out lap, so he's got 100% battery. Oh, Peter Thomas, I think, was just about to start a lap.
They've held each other up there.
Or are they giving each other a tow? I don't know. They gave each other a tow at Spa, so there's definitely a lot of teamwork that occurs between the two Haas fellas. Not sure if that was the case there, though. I think Peter was just opening up the line into the last corner, as we saw Tom Malone do previously.
If he was given a tow, he would have let him pass by now, so dare say they've just muddled it up a bit. But if Nathan can hang on the back of him, if you're looking to consolidate that P2...
Stay on board with this man, because he is currently far and above the rest of the field. That is invalid, so we will not stay on board with him. Off he goes. As
time expires, this will be the last laps from everyone.
So Peter Thomas queuing the rack up there with a 13.7. That's pretty disgusting. No one even close to that. Not even in the same ballpark. Nathan's 10th clear.
Down, so he's done.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make that up in the final sector, so we'll jump back and see if anyone else is flying around.
Alex Bowen's the only one left here that can jump up a few positions.
Yeah,
he's bang on his PB though.
What's he got to find? He's only got to find sort of half a 10th. Thomas Malone forgot about fuel. Yeah, we saw that, mate.
He's going to have a really good run.
We had a bit of a giggle, and now we're watching Alex Bowen try and pinch your P6 from you. Can he get it? He cannot.
What?
So that'll be it.
Qualifying done.
11 drivers in the 14s.
And
Tier 1.
That's some incredible pace.
If you take Peter Thomas, as an outlier and kick him out of Tier 1, there's about a second and a half between literally the top and the bottom of Tier 1. But of course, you can't take Peter Thomas out of Tier 1 because he is in Tier 1. He's a ridiculous goddamn freak. He is up there 7/10ths clear of his Haas teammate Nathan Monks. That is otherworldly pace. 13.794 from Peter Thomas. Nathan Monks, P2. Jeremy Washington, very nice up there in P3. Nice one, Jezza. Zikai Chu, Hong Yi Huang, Thomas Malowan, Alex Abowen, Daniel Lambert, Kenneth Ang, and Dimitri Forrester rounding out the top 10. And yeah, as I said, if you sort of take Peter Thomas out of it, it's about 1.4 seconds all the way to the bottom of the field in Tier 1. So that's ridiculous. That's
very close fields, Tier 1 and Tier 2.
That shows you that
fantastic
we're in fact, that includes a half-second gap here between 11 and 12. So, yeah, very, 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 very tightly condensed packs, which means that the undercut will be a pretty important factor if they can pull it off and get that done. But I also think safety cars will be a big factor. We had, how many DNFs do we have in Tier 2? 6 or 7, maybe 2 or 3 safety cars. So they'll play a part too. Don't forget about the safety car. Plenty of action to come here in T1. Oh.
Who's your pick? Who's your pick for P1?
We spoke about it before. Checo. Checo's going to win tonight. I know you're talking about Tier 1 here in Octane Online Racing, but I'm all about Checo tonight, and I'm glad that we've got a public holiday in Victoria tomorrow because I can stay up and watch it.
A relatively early race, isn't it? It starts at 9 p.m. tonight or something.
Yep, which is why...
Those nice ones, it's actually on at a good time.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, which is why obviously we're on early tonight too. We started at, I think, 5 o'clock for Tier 2 and 6:30 here for Tier 1. Smack bang in the middle of my dinner time. The wife's a little bit upset that I'm up here at the moment, but I said, look, it's Sunday night, darling. That's what I do. So she's going to have to put up with it. I'll have dinner afterwards and look forward to watching Well Done Baku. But for Tier 1 here tonight, I reckon... Oh, you got to give it to Peter Thomas. If he gets clear, if he breaks DRS early, if he stays out of trouble and has his own race, he could literally take 2 tenths out of his own time and still be faster than anyone behind him. So he can really take the foot off the gas, make no mistakes, go from start to finish, purple lap, pole position. He can absolutely dominate tonight. So I think you'd have to vote on Peter Thomas, wouldn't you?
You say that, but the last couple of races, he's had great qualities, but hasn't had good races. I'm pretty sure there was a DNF there at Monaco, and Saudi Arabia round, he DNF'd as well. So, I mean, there's a chance. I mean, with his pace, you would expect him to be up there, but his races the last couple of weeks haven't been of the quality he would expect of himself.
Who have you got then? If not Peter Thomas, then who?
I don't know. I really don't know. With this track, I'm going to say Zikai Chu's going to come through the field.
Ooh, spicy call from you. I like that. He's been very quick this season already. Has Zikai Chu, and he's been up and about. So I think that's a very good pick. Miles in chat, he reckons Thomas Malone's in for a good shot. I reckon that's a good case. Is Tom Malone from New Zealand? No, he is not from New Zealand. He is from southeast Melbourne in Victoria. I can give you his exact address if you want to go and chase him down.
Punch it in there then.
You're calling this one, Jacob. Get us underway for Tier 1.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And away we go with the Haas locking out the front row. Seems to be that Mercedes of Zikai Chu has had a fantastic start. He's looking up the inside of Nathan Monks there into T1. Didn't quite get it done. Jeremy looks like he's run a bit wide. He's got that up to P3. So Alex Bowen's had a bad start from P6 or 7, I think he was in. He's all the way back down to P12 now.
Yeah, looked like he just had a bit of contact with someone there and drifted out wide a little bit, but he managed to keep it all together and stay on the straight and narrow, did our man Alex.
As always, great start. Those 2 Haas boys have jumped away already. Second to Jeremy in P3. All on softs or mediums. Kyle Jackson started on the hard tyre down there in P14.
I wonder if those track cuts abuses are going to continue here in Tier 1 for the race. We saw penalties being handed out. Hey, there's a couple of Tier 2 fellas in here, Diabols, Mull, where were you getting track cuts? Because we just watched qualifying, obviously, and the fellas are bloody abusing the outside of the track there. So where exactly are the track cuts coming? Are they different in qualifying than they are in the race?
These Husk cars seem fast around here. Peter Thomas has jumped out to nearly a second and a half. Nathan's got nearly a second, just over a second on Jeremy already. So Alex makes a move past Dimitri.
Very surprised to see Dimitri down here in a P11, by the way.
It's in that Alfa Romeo. I hated that car last season. I just could not get it to work.
Thomas Malone looking like he gets one done around the outside of Danny Wong there. I don't know if he got a track cut penalty or if he overtook off track, but I did see him grab a position, and I also saw him rejoin the track. So, interesting one to have a look at if we can have a look at that in the middle of the week. Anyway, nice one, Thomas. Up into P8. How has everyone gone off the start? Nice little moves from Kenneth Ang. He's up 3. Danny Wong, Grid Jokes is up 5. T11, yeah.
Guys here. And the thing will be looking to stay in touch with Hong Yi.
No one's staying in touch with Peter Thomas. Purple, 17.6. Straight away, he is a second and a half clear of his Haas teammate. He is gone.
Great start by everyone here, though. It's been very clean the first couple of laps.
Yeah, spot on. We saw a little incident or two. Oh, Kenneth Ang's disconnected here. Oh, bang, there he is. He's back. Goodness, that'd be scary for Daniel Lambert after the scenes.
I want too much of that.
At the scenes of Spa, just giving a bit of PTSD there for Daniel Lambert. Anyway, they carry on. Yeah, we saw a few little incidents at the start of Tier 2, but you're right, a very clean start here for Tier 1. Excellent driving from the best of the best.
Daniel Lambert's still all over the back of Kenneth. Been very spread out. There's a few tenths between every single driver at the moment.
Just waiting for DRS to open, I reckon.
Yeah, we should have it this time down the straight. Should be a few guys looking to make some moves into turn 1.
The first one of those will be Hong Yi, I reckon. Jeremy not within DRS of Nathan Monk, so he's not going to have it. Zikai Chu will get it. Sector 3 yellow. Looks like the Red Bull of Jared Ellis is back there facing the wrong way, but he carries on. So it's not a DNF. That's good to hear.
Defty in chat, how was your strategy? If you watch this stream back, mate, you will hear me and JC yelling at you to get that car in the pits and get off those soft tyres. We wanted you to pit under that safety car, but you had a different strategy.
Jacob was very kind. I was disappointed. I was genuinely upset and hurt.
Taking it very personal.
Oh, we couldn't believe it though, could we? And is it usually you've got an engineer and you just didn't have him this week? I don't know what the deal was. You bloody boned it up and you could have had a good result and you didn't. Anyway, that's the experience. You need more races. You need more seasons in Octane Online Racing to get the good results because there's plenty of quick drivers out there and they know what they're doing.
So these Haas boys are flying. Can anybody catch them?
No one's catching Peter Thomas. He's gone.
No. But even Nathan Monks has gone on Jeremy Washington as well.
Yeah, it's Peter's race to lose.
As Tom Malone has spun. He's had a moment there.
Yep, literally the same corner that Jared Ellis had one. Oh, those tyres are cooked too. You can see the rear step out there around the last corner as well. So he's got to be careful. 4-lap-old softs. They will be 4-lap-old dead softs now. So he'll probably jump in the pits at the end of this lap. Maybe one more. I doubt it. I don't know.
Well, I think we'll see some pit stops happening at the end of this lap. As we said, the undercut is going to be extremely powerful here.
Who's going to be the first to blink out of all of these soft runners up the front here?
I think these guys in P4, P5, I'd be looking to get that undercut.
Yeah, I reckon Hong Yi's after an undercut. He's very quick. And I think he knows he's quicker than Jeremy for race pace, and maybe thinks he's being held up here a little bit. So I think he would be one of the first to dive in. I don't know if Zekai Chu will also be in that boat. It's not this lap.
They're all staying out. They all want to obviously run. I think they'll be looking to do a soft to medium one stop, all of these guys at the front. Daniel Lambert is in the pits. These guys might be looking to push these softs to lap 10 maybe, if they can. Hongyi gets very close to the back of Zekai there in turn 1.
10, you reckon? Wow. I don't know. I think 10 to be too long. Diabol's last was Tier 2's race winner. And he reckons they jump off a cliff at around about lap 8. So I don't know if Tier 10's the go. Lap 9 is the cliff. Yeah. I'm very interested to see where Daniel Lambert comes out here. He hasn't got any traffic in front of him. He's got Jared sort of 4 seconds up the road. And these guys on their fired Laffelds, I want to see where he filters in once those guys all pit. It won't be anywhere near Peter Thomas to give it. It is his race to lose. He is gone up the front there. Nathan Monks is second half clear of Jezza as well. But yeah, you're right. Those Haas boys looking very nice up there in P1 and P2.
He seems to be struggling with this McLaren at the moment.
He's just fallen off the back of Zekai a little bit, hasn't he? Jezza looking pretty comfortable now. Still no pit action.
Nathan
Hongyi dives.
in the pits. Hongyi is in the pits. He's got a couple of the front runners making stops now.
Alex Bowen dives in the pits as well. So Dimitri gets some clear air. Mediums for Danny Wong as he goes down the inside of Dimitri. Nice little move there.
Very clean.
DRS assisted, of course.
This is interesting. Nathan Monks has put the hards on, so has Hongyi, but Alex Bowen has put the mediums on.
Ooh.
For a pace advantage. Early on, he'll be trying to make up some positions.
Tom Malone back in the pits too. I don't know if that's the second stop he's done, I think. Once he comes out of the pits, it'll let us know.
He had that spin.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Yep.
So, but he slapped the mediums on as well. But
Brian Tan's still going the right way. That's good. Good sign.
A good start up there in P9.
Don't want to curse the man, but he's looking good at the moment. That's good. Chasing down Kyle Jackson. He's got the tyre differential as well. He'd want to take advantage over the next 10 laps or so before those mediums really fall off. Jez is in the pits. Zekai in the pits. Peter Thomas staying out, interestingly. He reckons there's still enough life to get another couple out of them.
When you got that much time in front of P2, you probably just hang it out there as long as those tyres can possibly last. So I don't think even with an undercut, no one's going to make up 5 odd seconds in a couple of laps, I would imagine.
So Donny on the mediums, chasing around Dimitri on the softs. Tier 2 winner, Diabol, saying this might be where the softs start to drop off, and you can see Dimitri getting a little bit rear happy there. So very good call from Ben Curtis. This might be the chance for Donny to get one done. I think Dimitri probably pops into the pits at the end of this lap. Just keeping an eye on Peter Thomas too. He's in the final sector now. He's 15 seconds clear in the lead of this race at the moment.
He's still not coming in, I don't think. He's staying out.
He is. On he goes.
It's Dimitri. He stayed out. He hasn't pitted yet. He still thinks there's more life in those soft tyres.
He might be just following Peter around. He said, Peter's still out. I'm still out.
Yeah, well, as long as he's not getting overtaken by these guys on mediums, so you may as well hang in there while you can.
Tom Malone does the quickest on his fresh new mediums. Nice one.
Poor old Kyle Jackson's used up all his battery already. So he might struggle a bit for the rest of the race. I don't think the regeneration is very good around here unless you get a safety car.
Jeremy Washington stuck in a little bit of traffic now.
He's the first of our cars to pit. So no Hongyi and Nathan Monks, it's just in front of him.
Jared all over the place there in the second sector. We've already watched him have one spin tonight. So maybe just not quite getting the traction down in the places he needs it at the moment, which means Jeremy Washington on these... On the mediums he goes. All right, so definitely some different strategies in play here for the Tier 1 boys. Can Jeremy get one down here? DRS open. Fresher tyres. You would assume this is going to be done pretty comfortably.
Easy move into turn 1.
Zikaichu also thereabouts. May want to sneak one down here if he gets the DRS on Jared. He's going to have to go around the outside. I think Jared will defend the in, so Zikaichu does have a look around the outside there. Maybe get the crisscross back through here. No, Jared hangs on to that one. Nice driving by both.
Jared is very good at defending. He's a very hard man to pass.
Oh!
He's touched him. Zikai was looking to the outside there and he's cost himself 2 positions.
He's never, ever, 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 ever going to fit 2 cars through that corner.
Patience is a virtue. Sometimes you've just got to back out of it and let the other person have it. Especially only 10 laps in, you don't want to be battling too hard.
Kenneth Ang dives in the pits. Peter Thomas gets to stretch his legs on his nice new mediums and chase down Danny Wong, who is yet to pit. Jesus, that is the last thing that Peter Thomas needs, is a squirt of DRS when he gets up to Danny Wong.
Yeah, he's got it. He must have got it from whoever was in front of him, Kenneth Ang, when he dived into the pits.
Oh, yeah, true.
But again, we have a good cut back here from P4 all the way down to P8. Your man Brian Tan is up there in 4th place at the moment on those mediums.
Let's go, Brian. Yes, sir. I'm not putting the camera on him. I'm not doing it. Oh, God. That is a Red Bull. That is Jared Ellis, I reckon.
That's
just not his night tonight. Doing some doughies there. Oop. Yeah, F's in chat coming through for our man. Hyped up. Maybe a little too hyped up on the throttle. Yeah, this will be easy pickings.
Easy down the straight.
Yeah.
Yep. Daniel Wong, just let him have it. Let him
Not
go.
Even close.
Not even halfway down the straight, he's got the move done.
Yep. And salt in the wounds because he gets a second burst of DRS here, doesn't he? Yep.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
He'll take off now.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep. No one in front of him, no lap cars, no issues. He's going to stretch his legs here. Do the mediums go till the end of the race? That'd be the interesting part. Oh, Zikaichu's in the pits on his hard tyres. What's happened there?
Must have had a moment somewhere.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's a wing change there for sure. Yep. Oh, dear. So I don't know if that was self-inflicted, but there goes his race.
Peter Thomas is about 8 or 9 seconds clear of Nathan Monks, who is the second of the cars to have pit. These guys from P2 to P6, all on the mediums and hards, will be looking to go long.
Nathan did manage to stay clear of Hong Yi, which is not a huge surprise to me, but yeah, he's done well, exactly.
He's got some pace about him in this race.
He's had a good outlap.
16.7 on those mediums from Peter Thomas.
Yep, as the fuel starts to lighten, I would assume there'll be a few more purple laps coming. I wonder if he can pull out a pit stop gap. If he can get a pit stop delta in front of P2, which, as you said, is probably going to be Nathan Monks or Hong Yi. At this point, obviously, it's still a long way to go. But if he can get out on the softs and have a crack at the fastest lap at the end, probably already hold it. But he's dominating today.
Opportunities there. Why not?
Yeah, why not? He is dominating at the moment. Is Peter Thomas.
Alex Bowen will be looking to make up some places after starting in P7, I think he was. Now down in P11. Now Alex and Daniel both dropped 4 positions. Ethan Small's up 8. Wanafik's up 10.
Yeah, hard to get a good read on who has really jumbled up too much there because the pit stops are still to be completed by that top handful of drivers. So we'll get a better indication once they're done. But yeah, you're right. We did see Alex sort of have a little issue there at turn 1, which cost him early on.
Very, very clean at the moment. There's not a lot going on. There's a bit of a gap between cars. We've got a bit of a DRS train happening. Going to come down to the pit stops for these guys from P2 to P6 or so. It's Nathan Monks is having a look at Wanafeek here. Going to get that done into turn 1. Good move. Nice and clean. That Haas seems to have some pace about them this race.
Whoa.
Not the place you want to be having a look up the inside. And he doesn't want to lose too much time to Nathan, but you just got to bide your time here. Don't be too aggressive. Nathan will be looking to have a dig at Kyle here, I can imagine, down the main straight.
16.7 is the quickest lap, and the only one is in the 17s is Thomas Malone with a 17.6. That's just crazy how much quicker he is than the rest of the field.
Lap faster.
That is insanity.
The man is talented.
But as you said, it's not the first time this season he has been the quickest on track, and hasn't necessarily had the results to back it up at the end of the race, so still a long way to go. He's got to finish it off yet. Job to do. Thomas Malone looks like
he's round again, it looks like.
Had another stack back here. He's not having a good time at that corner, is he?
After a fantastic qualifying, first 14 laps have been 14 to forget. Nathan Monks hasn't managed to get past Kyle Jackson there.
Alex Bowen and Wanafeek having a bit of a battle back here. They swapped position a couple of times there. I missed it, but jumped on board with them now. This is an interesting little battle here, actually. Jeremy a part of this as well after his great qualifying. Aston Martin fans in the chat. P9 and P10 for those fellas at the moment. And they're both on reasonably fresh mediums. Ethan Small in front of them with 14 lap old mediums, so there'll be a tyre advantage that starts to come into play later on in the race. No soft tyres on track as we speak.
I think everyone on these tyres will be looking to go to the end of the race. There's been no safety cars as yet. It's been very good stuff.
No DNFs. Very clean. But we've had plenty of overtakes. But there's someone diving in the pits there. That's Ethan Small. He's had enough of those 14 lap old mediums. Don't know if he's carrying maybe a little bit of wing damage there or something.
Yeah, I would have expected him to want to go longer. He'll probably have to slap the hards on from here. Unless you go the Jesse McLean strat and do the 2 sets of softs.
Ah! Jesse, dual soft tyre, pit the wrong time, McLean. Oh, we couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. I don't want to harp on about it, but you love the hard tyres. Why get off them? In the perfect time to be on the hard tyre, you deserted them. I just didn't get it. And then you jumped back on softs for a while and stayed on those for too long, and it was, oh, goodness me. It was a strategist's worst nightmare. Anyway.
Tom Malone grabs himself 3 seconds, so his day's going from bad to worse.
Just the 2 penalties out there at the moment.
There's another car round in Sector 2. Who's that? Dimitri Forrester, it looks like, has had a moment.
Ooh.
He's moving again.
It's an off week for Dimitri. He's very quick.
Didn't have the best qualifying down there in B10. Zekai grabs himself 3 seconds now. He's trying to make up some time after a bad start. Nathan can't get past Kyle. Kyle runs a bit wide there into turn 1. Nathan again still can't get past him. Hongi's closed that gap back up. Most of these guys now have pitted. There's only a couple of cars left to pit.
Nathan's sweating on Kyle Jackson here. Kyle's on those 16 lap old hards, so not necessarily dying underneath him, but they're a little bit older than Nathan's hards behind him, and Nathan clearly got the pace tonight. We've already commented on how quick the Haas boys look here, so Nathan will want to get something done there as quick as possible. That looks like Kenneth Ang in the background.
Yeah, he's had a moment as well.
No, it's Wanafeek.
Wanafeek on his 16 lap old medium,
Whoop,
so they've
whoop, 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 whoop.
That car has become a handful.
Oh, I didn't know that button did that. There you go.
There's a few guys losing it on their old tyres at the moment, but
he's got all his wing in place.
He'll
be okay. He'll be all right. He'll play on.
I think Nathan will be looking to have a look on Kyle this lap. He's going to have a look down into turn 1. He's going to get that done.
Yeah, Kyle's
back that up into turn 2 though.
Kyle's flat out of battery, I reckon. His red light's flashing. Hongi's got plenty left and the DRS open, and he's going to hang it around the outside. They are as close as they could possibly be. Goodness me, they were nearly driving each other's cars there at one point. They were holding hands out the window. Woo! Still managing to keep it on track going forwards. That is tier 1 for you, ladies and gentlemen. Very handy behind the wheel. Drive me to hospital, these fellas. No worries, I'm getting there alive.
These guys are trying to force their way past here. They want to get a move on.
Alex Bowen not far away here either too after that initial lap 1 escapade. He's really recovered and done nicely to plonk himself just behind this battle. Very patiently waiting for any mistakes. 10 lap old mediums. They'll be nice tyres. They'll be feeling right about perfect right now too. Not that Jeremy's on different tyres, so Jeremy won't make it easy for him. The two teammates hopefully in team speak together, having a bit of a chat about proceedings and watching Hongi and Kyle Jackson in front of them. Hongi's going to get one done here on Kyle Jackson. Easy does it.
Nathan Monks has managed to gap a little bit though, so that's good for him. Hongi won't have the DRS on the back of him. Peter Thomas is over 20 seconds clear out front.
I reckon he does. I reckon he pulls a pit stop and goes on the softs and just has a crack at trying to beat his qualifying time.
Diebols will know the answer. What's the pit delta? Diebols always knows the answer to this.
It's only a short straight. It's only a short pit lane. Although it goes all the way around the last corner too, though, so it's a bit of a... Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it'll be a very big pit delta.
I'm going to say 26 seconds. But yeah, you're right.
It'll be under 30. Jeremy has a little bit of a moment through the chicane there.
You're spot on. If anyone knows, it'd be Ben Curtis Diebols. He is... what am I looking for here? I was going to say dictionary, but that's not right. Thesaurus? Nah, it's not right either. What's a book that knows everything?
A dictionary?
Yeah, no, it knows all the words. There's a better word here that I'm looking for. Atlas? Nah, that's maps.
That's a map.
Diebols hasn't worked out the pit delta here, unfortunately. He doesn't know it. They won't come through in chat because he swore. Someone's going to have to let that through. I can't let... Encyclopedia! Thank you, Paul Cranich! That's what I was looking for. Goodness gracious. Paul to the rescue. I knew it was there somewhere. There's a word that... Oh, anyway, thank you, Paul. Thank you, sir. Just having a bit of a brain fart there because I haven't had dinner and his words weren't coming out. Words are hard. Go, Brian Tan! Get him! Bang! Down the inside of one feet. He's still on track. He's still going forward. We're 20 laps in. Brian's killing it. He's doing very nicely. Driver of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care who's made up as many positions. I don't care. Driver of the day. Tom Malone grabs himself another couple of penalties. That's not ideal. There is a friggin' train developing up here. And these guys not losing sight of each other.
They can all get a little bit closer. We're in for a good battle here. P4 down to P7.
No penalties. No spins. No pit stop errors. That is Tier 1 for you. That's why they're the best.
Been very surprised with how clean the racing's been so far. These guys are all doing a great job. Bit of a DRS train happening.
Jeremy having a little look up the inside, Alex, but
no, I reckon Jeremy just let Alex pass then.
Okay.
Looked like he pulled out and got off the throttle.
I like it. Good chat there between the Aston Martin fellas. Kyle could go on to softs if a safety car comes out. Ooh. I don't know if we're going to see a safety car here, honestly. It has looked so clean so far. Even the spins that we have seen have been, you know, just Thomas and Jared not quite getting the traction down at some places, and they haven't looked anywhere like they're going to be close to safety cars. So we could be in for a safety car free race, which is great because it brings it right down to strategy and consistency and all the stuff we want to see from our Tier 1 drivers. So I'm down. I am down like a clown for that.
With Diabol's in chat, I reckon Kyle Jackson's going to hang on here so he can put the softs on. He'd probably look to do 3 or 4 more laps on these hards. You don't want to be on the fastest tyre possible at the end, so it's not doing too bad at the moment.
Kyle goes in now.
He drives into the pits. So it'll be interesting to see if he puts the softs or the mediums on.
I think mediums from here. I think that's too far to stretch the softs. He will be leaking pace at the end of the race if he doesn't chuck the mediums on. Surely that is the tyre he goes to. We'll keep an eye on that. But Alex Bowen, having been let through by Jeremy Washington, now has a 2.5 second gap up to Hong Yi. It is the mediums for Kyle Jackson.
I'm out in P12, so look for him to be pretty quick towards the back end of this race. One of Fika's the only car left to pit. 21 lap old mediums.
Peter Thomas, 11 lap old mediums. He's probably got one more pit stop in him. He doesn't even have to. He could honestly just take the foot off the gas at this point and still roll over the line in P1.
The man is just chilling out in front. It's been a very easy race for him at the moment.
Ooh. Oh! Ooh. Oh, goodness.
Huge moment.
Managed to hang on to it. I thought that was going to be deadly, but he did very well. He didn't lock up the brakes. He didn't put it into a spin. He did beautifully to recover the position of that car, did Daniel Lambert. So he keeps it on the straight and narrow, doesn't lose out too much, and manages to continue. So that's great driving there. Heads up.
Fantastic save. Alex hasn't managed to get away from Jeremy here. These Aston Martin guys are doing well. Just keeping each other in tow.
Speaking of saves, hello Nightbot. Never seen you here before. We've been joined by Nightbot, who's going to start smiting those bots automatically, I would suggest. And also yell at people for typing in caps. I don't know how I feel about that. I like a bit of passion. I like a bit of emotion. If we can turn the caps bot part of that off, that'd be good. Because I yell sometimes. I'm all about passion and that. And Toto Osmo is Toto Awesome. So, anyway, I'm good to see Nightbot. Love to see you.
Toto Awesome was having a fantastic race there in P2.
Yeah, he's smashing it. I don't know if Hong Yi's been shortening this gap. He's definitely in range. They're on exactly the same tyres.
He's not getting inside that 1 second, so Nathan's just got to hold him outside that 1 second, not let him get that DRS, and it'll be very hard for him to catch up.
Yep, didn't use an inch of his battery down there, only the automatic usage of the battery. So he didn't actually give it a squeeze down there, which means he's driving well within his means. It's good from Nathan. He's looking very strong up here.
Alex Bowen's not really making any inroads, even though he's on the medium tyre compared to Hong Yi on the hards. So there's not much pace difference between the two, except those mediums will drop off in the next 7 or 8 laps, I can imagine.
Kyle Jackson on very, very fresh mediums here. He'll be putting pressure on Brian over the next couple of laps.
Let's put the congratulations out for Brian. He's kept it straight and forward every lap so far this race.
That's it. He's 24 laps in. He's doing very nicely. He's looking very good here in Hungary. Here's Brian Tan. I'm telling you, mate, he's been up there in the top 10 the last couple of seasons. You would have been racing him up there.
Yes, yeah, he's always been very quick.
So what's going on this season? What do you reckon it is? Is it just something to do with the tyre model, this particular game that he's struggling with? I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on it, but like I said before, when it's not your time, it's not your time. But he's doing well at the moment from last place up to P11.
Oh, here's your chance, Nightbot. Get him. Come on, Nightbot. You can do it. No, that's not what Nightbot was designed for. Maybe not yet. No, we're still programming. It is very new, Nightbot, so we'll just work on it. Oh, I'm very interested to see the clash of the bots here.
We'll be having a look here. He's going to get this done.
Kyle Jackson, yeah, nice and easy. Up the inside of Brian Tan. Those fresh mediums doing work.
Nightbot really doesn't want to do its job at the moment.
Yeah, happy to abuse people for capitals, but won't actually smite the bots. I want to see some bot versus bot action. Like a Pornhub, who needs humans? Give me the bot action. That's what I want. Yes. So Kyle Jackson is pulling away from Brian Tan here a little bit, so that job is done. Kenneth Ang having some disconnection issues previously, and looks like he's just skipping around the track here a little bit. So Kenneth's connection not quite as good as he wants it to be tonight, I would suggest. I don't know if we can jump on board with Donnie. No, he's too far behind. We can't see.
Oh, yeah. Jared Ellis picks up 3 seconds.
Tell you what we will do is just jump on board with this man. Just hello, Peter. How you doing? Give us a wave. Just someone pour this man a tea. He's just going about his business beautifully. 24 seconds clear in the lead of this race. He's having a blast.
Plenty of battery. He's been cruising.
He's taking the piss at this point, isn't he? Unreal. He's doing his own thing.
He's due for a good one. Like I said, he hasn't had some very good races of late.
Yeah, spot on. He deserves this result. About 10 laps to go now. You would think he's got this one pretty well sewn up. I'm still very interested to see whether he comes in and has a crack at the softs with 2 laps to go. Just has a crack at trying to get into the 14s or something, or maybe even a high 13, considering his qualifying lap. Just to really say, hey, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for this purple lap. He's probably still got it though, hasn't he? Probably doesn't need to. Yeah, he's got it by a mile.
I don't think anyone's even within a second of him. Except Tom Malone, maybe.
Speaking of Tom Malone, 6 seconds of penalties for that man. That's going to hurt him. Probably drop him down to sort of P8, P9, maybe even the P10 territory. And a big stack of penalties for Dimitri, Nick Zekai, and Jared back there. So licking their wounds back there at the back of the field, but also having to deal with the penalties. Not ideal.
So top guys, there's big gaps between them all now. They're very well set out. There's not a lot going on. A few seconds between every single car at the moment. What we need is a safety car. Someone volunteer themselves to bring a safety car.
Nah.
That'll put some spice to the end of this race.
Nah, I don't need it. I'm all about this clean race. I just want to finish this one off and have a lovely Sunday night on to Baku. Plenty of spice left tonight. Don't worry about that. We're all going to head to Baku. We'll jump in OR chat tonight and get around each other and watch Daniel Ricciardo bin it in the first 10 laps because he's washed. Lando's going to have a good recovery drive. McLaren obviously not looking very strong here, but he'll finish inside the top 6 tonight, will my man Lando. Speaking of my man Lando, where's my man Nando? Where's Nando tonight?
He's not in tonight. Nando's not in tonight.
Oh. Where is he?
I think we're missing an Alfa Romeo and an Alfa Tari tonight. Daniel Lambert's had a Good drive here for P6. Daniel Wongo in the Red Bulls up 6 positions. They're in P8. He's having a great drive too.
I'm very happy with the performance of Alex Bowen after that initial mistake. Hang on, can a thing just go past Danny Wong? Yes.
Oh. Yellow flag. Jared Ellis is around again.
And Peter Thomas just went past him too. Oh, that could have been close.
That was
Nathan Monks. That's how far Peter Thomas is in front. Jesus.
Nathan Monks has just slowed right down there though.
What's happened here? Jared's just doing the right thing here. He's just getting...
Something's happened to Nathan. He's dropping down the order. He's at a moment somewhere. Looked like he just pulled up before the chicane.
Well, that was at the same place that Jared pulled off. I don't know whether they hit each other. I thought Jared was just... I thought Jared was just jumping out the way. I thought he was doing the right thing and just trying to get out the way for the blue flags and really sacrificing his own race, which is already dead in the water. But maybe they came together. You did say Jared had the spin. Nathan came up to him very fast on the track map, and I thought it was Peter Thomas. I thought, Jesus Christ. But no. So, oh no, Nathan's dropped back, so now he's got work to do.
P2 all the way back down to P6. He's really going to have to put the pressure on these guys now. Going to be driving angry for these last 6 laps.
So I tell you, I was just talking about Alex Bowen. I love seeing him up there in P3 because he's obviously had that issue at the start of the race, but not like this, Ben Diabols. That's exactly right. Not like this. Nathan Monks now back in P6 after what was looking like a Haas 1-2.
He will be fuming inside that helmet.
Yeah, we're very interested to see what happened there. Stewards will have a look at that midweek if indeed there was some shenanigans into this here chicane. So
it almost looked like he got past Jared and then he just pulled to the inside and backed off the throttle. It was very weird because he got out of the way of Jared before they got to the chicane, so I don't think they've hit each other because he hasn't got any damage.
He hasn't pitted, he's got no damage, yeah. So I don't, yeah.
What's the bet? He went past Jared Ellis as a blue flag car and the game was going to give him an overtake penalty.
No, surely not.
I reckon that's what's happened. And he's pulled up to let Jared back past to not get a 5-second penalty, and everyone else has mugged him at the same time.
No, I don't want that either.
Flag.
Ethan Small, he's alright, he's still going.
A few penalties coming through now. Some of these guys, 6 guys with penalties at the moment. Everyone only with 3 seconds except Tom Malone.
All down towards the back of the field, so not going to have as much of a say on the results and standings of this race.
It's 4.5 seconds clear of Alex Bowen, so he will be cruising through to the end, you would imagine. But can Nathan Monks get any of these positions back?
Don't know if the tyre life has just gone away from him. I think he's probably on really old hards. Yeah, the same age as everyone else.
Yeah, there's not going to be much pace difference between any of these top guys at the moment. Except, of course, Peter Thomas, who's over 30 seconds clear now at the front.
I was going to say, now he's got a 30-second gap. Surely he pits. Surely gets on the softs and has a crack.
He would surely still come out in first place with 30-second lead.
Oh, yeah, he's got a huge gap now. He'll come out in front of Hong Yi by probably 4 or 5 seconds. He'll be on brand new softs. I want to see him post a 13 in the last couple of laps.
Donnie was having a look on Kenneth then. Kenneth runs deep. It's going to open the door.
Donnie almost gave him too much room there on the exit, which compromised his own exit and didn't end up challenging him down to turn 2.
Kenneth's car is bouncing around a bit though. That's very intimidating when you're behind a car that's pinging around like that.
Yeah, agreed. Bloody scary, isn't it? We know what Donnie doesn't either. We know that Kenneth's already disconnected tonight. So, yeah, the connection's not there. So Donnie will be very tentative on his way up to the back of this car. Kyle Jackson also well and truly amongst this.
Another 3-second penalty for Dimitri.
Not his night tonight, Dimitri.
Kyle Jackson on these fresher mediums. He's going to be having a look here. He's going to want to get up inside that top 10. I think he might get it done down the straight.
DRS train up here, too far back from Jeremy. I'm not going to get that one done.
I think he let Alex pass, but Alex hasn't been able to gap him.
I think Kyle Jackson got it done on Donny.
Yeah, Donny may have had a moment out of the last corner there, because he seemed to get that done very easily.
Yeah.
Very uneventful race at the moment. It's been very good from Tier 1. No DNFs. Not many spins at all, except for Jared Ellis, who's been around maybe 3 or 4 times.
Diabol's saying you might be right too. He's done a little bit of an investigation, and he's saying that you've called it right, Jacob. That Codemasters gave him a bone when he passed him incorrectly. Maybe because we passed him under yellows. I don't know. It's not a pass, it's a blue flag. Anyway, you might be right.
As Diabol says in chat, I would have taken the penalty and then just protested it after, because it would have got removed. But by doing the right thing, he's probably cost himself 4 positions and a podium, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. That's terrible. It is terrible. Anyway. Makes me feel a little bit sick, it does. He'll be hurting.
It's unfortunate to see when Codemasters cops, ruins podiums and stuff like that. Got another car around there in Sector 2. Is that Ethan Small again?
It is. On brand new softs too, Ethan. What are we doing?
His race hasn't gone according to plan tonight either.
Hello, Archie. Archie Murphy's asking if he can join. Of course you can, mate. Join up. Head to the website, octaneonlineracing.com.au. Probably something like that. I made that up. I actually don't know what the website is. It's probably something like that. Search for Octane Online Racing on Google. Join us on the Discord. Sign up to the series. Get amongst it. We'd love to have you on board. For sure.
Peter Thomas has just crossed onto the penultimate lap.
So he's not going to pit. He's not going for the softs. He's not going for the 13. Disappointing, Peter. Not as disappointing as your race pace, but still a little bit disappointing. You've been disgusting all day. 2 laps to go. Bring it home, son. Hong Yi looking very nicely up here. He hasn't been on camera at all tonight, which means he's had a nice, clean race. He comes onto the penultimate lap, and he's 33 seconds behind Peter, but he won't mind. He will consider that basically bloody P1 because Peter's a bloody alien on another level tonight. So Hong Yi will be very happy. Alex Bowen will be extremely pleased after his start that he's managed to recover up to P3. Jeremy Washington and his teammates doing very nicely here behind him. He's just tucked in nicely. I don't think he's going to challenge him. He'll be happy with P4. He's trying to hold on from Daniel Lambert, though, who's not very far behind. And then, obviously, the steaming and fuming Nathan Monk's also a part of this.
Got Wanafeek now around in Sector 2, so these guys are really starting to struggle on their worn-out tyres.
They're not worn-out tyres. We watched Ethan Small on bloody softs, and one's on bloody fresh softs too. What are you doing?
These guys are struggling on their fresh tyres.
So Ethan Small gets him back, says, thank you very much. I'll have P16. Thanks for those points, Wanafeek. That's for free.
This battle here for third is heating up. These 4 guys on the last lap here.
Yep, little battle back here.
Jeremy's probably going to try and hold him up so Alex doesn't get mugged down the straight. Be a good teammate.
He's got to be careful with how he does that, though. If he does it too onerously, then Daniel Lambert will get up the bum of him and cause a collision for both of them. That's not what you want. Last lap now. Peter Thomas started that lap 3.5 days ago. He's nearly finished. But this will be it. Is Jeremy going to have a look down the outside? Is this an outside move from Jeremy Washington? I reckon he is.
He's got it done. Alex Bowen's. I reckon Alex Bowen's fuel saving. He
is. Oh no! Come on, Alex! Oh no! What's happened? No, that's not what we want. Oh no!
Alex and Daniel have come together. Daniel has reset to track there.
Death on the final lap. Alex knows the rules. I don't think he would have reset the track. I think that maybe the game did that for him. What has just happened? Oh, God!
Jeremy Washington now on the podium.
So, Nathan Monks makes a few positions back. He'll be Peter Thomas has crossed the line, by the way. Yeah, nice work, Peter. You dominated. Get out. Hong Yi's going to come across eventually. Nathan Monks grabs a couple of positions back, so he'll be, still unhappy that he missed out on P2, but he'll be pretty happy with P4. Tom Malone up here, he's got 6 seconds worth of pens, but he's about 6 seconds clear of Danny Wong. So does he hang on to this? This will be interesting. He is...
If he can just make a 10th in this last sector, he will hang on to P5.
He'll know the gap behind him too, so he'll be right on the delta, and he'll be having a look very closely. Alex Bowen is dropping back through the field with his damaged vehicle. Come on, Alex! Oh, no!
That is very unfortunate on the last lap.
Oh, so many tears. Goodness gracious. Tom Malone's crossed the line. Danny Wong comes across. Look at the gap! Oh, 0.024. It couldn't have been closer.
Tom Malone hangs on to P5.
Tom Malone, P5. Donny Sadewa hangs on for P9. Brian Tan finishes the race. Driver of the day, Bryce Holtz. Let's go. Peter Thomas.
DNF'd. He's spun coming onto the straight on the last lap and DNF'd. What a finish to this race.
Peter Thomas, I'd love to give you driver of the day, but this man on screen gets my driver of the day just because he finished the friggin' race. Bryce Holtz finishes going the correct direction. Danny Wong gets it from Codemasters. But it is this man, an absolute otherworldly performance. Goodness gracious. Pole by an existence. Purple lap by an epiphany, and up there on the top step. 47 years clear of the next best competitor, which was Hong Yi tonight. He's in P2. And it was going to be Alex Bowen in P3, but he ran out of fuel. Goodness gracious, that was unfortunate. So it's going to be Jezza who gets up there in P3.
We've witnessed an absolute murder on that last lap there, unfortunately. Alex Bowen and Daniel Lambert coming together.
So sad. Yes, Bryce Holtz, he's in chat. We love it. We did it, lads. Good stuff, mate. Driver of the day for you.
P18 to P10. What a drive.
Absolutely. Great result. Peter Thomas, Hong Yi, Jeremy, Nathan Monks, Tom Malone, Danny Wong, Kyle Jackson, Alex Bowen falling down to P8. Not too shabby, really. Nah, that's bad. It's shabby. Could have been P3. Unlucky. Donny Sadewa, Brian Tan rounded out the top 10. Kenneth Ang, Dimitri Forrester, and Daniel Lambert. 12, 13, 14. Nick Randall, Zeke Chu, and Ethan Small. Followed by Wanafeek and Jared Ellis at the back of the field. Well, there you go. Tier 1. Tell you what, you don't need safety cars, you don't need crashes, you don't need any sort of garbage to have an exciting race. That was just as good. Well, I was going to say it was just as good as Tier 2. It wasn't quite as good as Tier 2, because Tier 2 was absolutely barnstorming. Go and watch Tier 2 if you haven't watched that yet. Goodness gracious, what a race that was.
There you go. Jared says in chat that Toto did get an illegal overtake when he went past him.
Oh, so that's exactly what happened.
He was slowing down because they were going to penalise him for passing a blue flag driver.
So, yeah, as Diabol said, you just got to commit. Say, bugger it, I'll take the penalty and I'll work it out with the stewards afterwards, because Codemasters has given him a bit of a backstab there. That's no good. Anyway, it is what it is.
Another one done.
Another week down. 2 to go now. On to Suzuka next week, where we will have 2 25% races with a reverse grid for the second. That'll be very exciting. Looking forward to that. Suzuka, one of my favourite tracks, just quietly. But the first sector full of death curbs that these drivers don't necessarily enjoy. So that'll be interesting and spicy in of itself. On Tuesday night, obviously, we've got the rookies for ACC. And then Wednesday night, we've got the Porsche Cup and BMWs. Heading into the very last rounds of the Sprint Series on Thursday nights with points up for grab. Looking forward to going and taking a breath after what has been another exciting race and another exciting week of Octane Online Racing. Jacob Weatherburn, thank you very much for joining me once again.
Again, thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
It is really good having your expertise in the box, honestly, because otherwise I'd just be here stabbing at buttons. Thank you very much, chat. Who was in chat? Who was best on ground for chat tonight, by the way? Who do you reckon?
I don't know.
Yeah, good question. It was a very even performance from all of the participants. Yeah. Yeah, great call from you. All right, good stuff. Nice work to Tier 2. Congratulations to Tier 1. Thank you very much, chat. Once again, this is Octane Online Racing. We will see you on Tuesday/Wednesday this week. Until then, have a good night.